Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh man, could have made it look like that. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? What's up, stars? What's good? It's pretty good. Can't complain. Today on the stream, I'm gonna be doing like a spiritual warfare breakdown. I was trying to figure out how to get the visuals on YouTube, but that's something I'm gonna figure out for like next time. How are you guys? Keep tapping the screens. On my TikTok, once I get to 10K, I will get started. Before that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. First person, early. Tired of slipping? In what way? What's up, Kylie? What's good? What's up, Angeline? What's up, Lindy? Honey traps? Yeah, you got to stay away from those. We're going to be talking about that in today's stream as well. Hi from Jamaica. What's up? What's up? Hi Space. What's good? What's up, Lucky E? But yeah, guys, today we are getting into spiritual warfare. Once we hit 10K on TikTok, which I'm pretty sure you guys can do it very fast, we will get started. Just keep tapping the screens. In the meanwhile, I am live on both TikTok and YouTube. If you guys want to rewatch the stream, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube. It's all going to be on there afterwards. Hey, Lindy, I appreciate you. And Mercedes, appreciate the follow. What's up, Jen? Hi from Sydney, Australia. How is it in Australia? Gotta go take a visit out there. Heard nothing but good things. Appreciate the heart, man. I was just thinking I was going through a warfare. We're all going through it regardless if you know, either you're aware or you're not. But spiritual warfare can be something very little, such as you're fighting negative thoughts, or it can be something very overt with people actually coming around you and doing some BS. Appreciate the heart, man. Lindy, thank you. Coming in with that positive energy. Appreciate it. Staying busy after a breakup. Hey, I love that for you, stars. Not the fact that you're going through a breakup, but the fact that you are keeping yourself busy. It's the best thing to do when you're going through those things. And to everyone else in here, if you guys are currently going through a breakup, do not stop, because when you do, thoughts are going to get loud. Right back at you, Michelle. Yeah, guys, spiritual warfare. Keep tapping the screens. Once we hit 10K likes, we will get started. We will be breaking down monitoring spirits, destiny swappers, 9 to 5 spiritual warfare, honey traps, all that stuff. I'm confused. I thought you were AI. I am AI. Let's go with that. How do I deal with demonic attacks from envy? Ignore people, guys. Anyone that is jealous and envious of you, alchemize that energy. People don't get jealous of people not worth having something to be jealous over. So just be like, hey, that shows I'm doing something right. If no one is jealous of you guys, then that means you got to start doing something. Yeah, we're also going to talk about the different ways of like how to handle yourself during spiritual warfare. And that's the main thing I'm going to be saying throughout this stream. It's just to ignore people. When you guys are trying to fight fire with fire, and it's like, I will get revenge. Like, that's going to put you in a cycle of that energy hitting you back. So, what's up, Grace? What's good? Love from London. What's up? What's up? Leanne, appreciate the rose. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you. You guys started early with the gifts. As I always say, you guys don't have to send me anything, but I'm very appreciative. But keep tapping the screens. Once we get to 10K, we will get started. Those of you guys that don't know, my name is YNA. I talk a lot about spiritual warfare, different type of enemies you will encounter, how to protect yourself, and all that good jazz. Zama, appreciate the rose. What's up, Sala? Ivy, I appreciate the support. Grand Rising, David, what's up? Energy vampires running rapid. Definitely. I do suggest you guys understand that there's a lot of them out there. People are going to be like, how do you detect them? We're kind of surrounded by these people. The faster you learn to protect your energy, the better. A lot of you guys got to coexist with these people. You guys got to work with them. Some of them are your family members. I'm not telling you guys to cut off every single energy vampire, but if you have to be around them, just learn how to just how to protect your energy. What's up, Creative Mind and Clayton? Appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, guys, we're about to get started. As I always be saying, my name is YNA. I talk a lot about spiritual warfare. Right now, I am live on both TikTok and YouTube. Everyone in here on my TikTok, if you guys have to leave or you just want to be able to replay the stream later, subscribe to my YouTube. It will be uploaded as soon as this live is over. And if you want to find what my YouTube is, just go to the link in the bio. Chosen, appreciate the rose. And also too, I do one-on-ones, guys. So if that's something you are interested in, link is gonna be in the bio as well. What's my real name? You don't believe me that my real name is YNA? I'm offended. JC, appreciate that. But yeah, guys, let's get started. If you guys know what spiritual warfare is, drop ones in the chat, ones in the chat. Or if you're like, what is this guy in the box talking about? Drop twos in the chat. Love my videos. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. The one guy that put 0. Spiritual warfare. Everyone needs to get in tune with this knowledge because whether you are awake or you're unawakened, you are dealing with spiritual warfare. And what it basically is, it's a frequency war. It's a high vibrational people versus a low vibrational people. Doesn't necessarily mean that everyone that is low vibrational, they are evil, they are malicious. We are just in a spiritual warfare where we battle of the spirit, not of the flesh. So with these dark principalities that are out here, we're dealing with a lot of unconscious people that don't really know what's going on. You guys have probably found throughout your life that you have been hated for no reason, hated without cause. That within itself is spiritual warfare. The people that are hating you and attacking you, they're going to find some reason in the 3D to validate the reason for attacking you. It's going to make no type of sense. Like, you're going to hear some very crazy things that people will say to justify their reason for attacking you. Understand that it's because they have dark spirits within them, and it's not the vessel that doesn't like you, it's the spirit behind that person. If you guys have experienced that throughout your life, being hated without cause, just having people attack you for no reason, drop ones in the chat, ones down in the chat. That's why it's amazing kind of getting hip to this information, because a lot of you guys probably went your whole lives thinking that you were the issue, that there was something you could have done differently to stop these people from attacking you. But once you come into this information, you start to become liberated in the sense of understanding that it was never you. It was always, not always, but ultimately those experiences when people was attacking you for no reason was on them. And it made you start to be happy in your individuality, because probably at one point you guys was like, you got to conform, you got to fit in to have these people like you. And then you come to the understanding that no matter what you do, they're not going to like you. You can be exactly like them, like the same things, move like them, and they're still going to have a reason not to like you. Appreciate the heart, man. So as I said earlier, this is a frequency war. So we have the high vibrational people and low vibrational people. You guys, if you're in this chat, you're understanding what I'm talking about and it's resonating. What's up, John? What's good? How are you? And it's resonating. That means you guys have done the work. In a world where people have been trying to convert you this whole time, where people have been trying to pull you to the side of darkness, you guys stayed good. You guys stayed pure, which is not an easy thing to do. So give you guys W's in the chat, W's to everyone that is in here. In a world where everyone was trying to push your buttons, trying to traumatize you so you can be like them, you guys still remain your authentic selves. And because of that, you guys get blessed with spiritual gifts. You guys get blessed with certain things that other people don't get. But law of polarity, everything comes with a good and it comes with its bad. So yes, you are on the path less traveled, but also because you are someone that is pure in this world, you're going to attract a lot of demons that are going to want to attack you. And the demons are basically the low vibrational people in this reality. And the low vibrational people, if you can read their minds and know what they were thinking, you would hear a lot of negative thoughts. They are fighting actual demons. And because they are fighting demons, that's why they seek out people that vibrate high so they can siphon you guys of your energy. How many of you guys know what energy vampires are? Drop ones in the chat, ones in the chat. Sometimes people too, they ask me like, how do you know someone is an energy vampire? I'm gonna tell you this right now. Just pay attention to how you feel when you are talking to somebody. If you feel drained afterwards, if you feel anxious, if you start overthinking, that's a good indicator that you are dealing with an energy vampire. Now, throughout this stream, I'm going to be talking about the different enemies that you will encounter on this journey, such as the narcissist, the succubus, the monitoring spirits. Every enemy I name is going to be an energy vampire. That's what they are at their base. It's just different ways that they will drain you of your energy. But as the folklore be saying, like whenever you kind of watch some media that has something to do with vampires, it always kind of, not always, most of them, they always talk about how vampires need to be invited in. When it comes to energy vampires in real life, it is the same exact thing. Energy vampires can't take your energy, unless you allow them to. And that's why I'm going to be saying throughout this stream that you just need to ignore these people. If you ignore an energy vampire, they can't take your energy. I do understand that sometimes you're in a situation where it's not easy to ignore them. And if that happens, there are definitely other ways to protect yourself. Because I know a lot of you guys still work 9 to 5s and you guys got to be around these people. So it's not as simple as just ignoring them like 24/7. Sometimes you probably just got to like set boundaries with somebody, let them know that you're not the one to play with. Boundaries is going to be your best friend in this reality. And that's something a lot of us had to be taught from a young age. A lot of us, if you guys are in this chat and you're understanding what we're talking about, you guys are empaths. And for a lot of empaths, we had to learn how to have boundaries, because when we were growing up, we thought that everyone thought like us. We thought that everyone had the same spirit. Come to find out that that's not the case. How you are thinking, how your thoughts are, a lot of other people are not thinking like that. If that's been your experience growing up, drop ones in the chat. Because being an empath is a beautiful thing, guys. It allows you to connect with people on a deeper level. But if you are an empath with no boundaries, you're going to have a bad time, honestly. Being an empath that's codependent, a people pleaser, no boundaries, people are going to run over you, and energy vampires are going to have a field day with you. Energy vampires, they have like their own demonic sense of discernment. They can sense when you have that light about you, and they can also sense when you aren't really strong with your boundaries. And that's why a lot of you guys will attract these beings into your life until you learn how to start setting boundaries for yourself. And trying to reprogram your brain into someone that can set boundaries, it's going to be hard in the beginning, but the more you do it, the easier it's going to be over time. That first time you probably tell someone no, you probably will have an energy vampire still try to run over or test boundaries, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to think to yourself I didn't want to say no, but you keep doing it and it's going to become easy. And you're also going to see that when you do become someone that can say no and that can set boundaries, it doesn't mean that people are going to stop liking you. A lot of you guys have been conditioned growing up to think that that's going to be the case, because a lot of you guys grew up, your parents and your family members was basically energy vampires, and they made you feel guilty when you said no to them. And then you think to yourself that everyone is going to be like that in reality. I'm going to say this right now. If you set boundaries and someone doesn't like it, someone starts testing it, that's actually an indication that that person doesn't need to be in your life. A healthy individual, if you set boundaries with a healthy individual, they're going to be like, oh, okay, my bad, and start to know like how to operate with you. It goes the other way as well. You guys are healthy individuals too. If someone sets a boundary with you, you're like, oh, okay, they don't like that, and you're just going to stop doing it. Now, there's some very demonic people out there. They just despise boundaries. They despise authority. As soon as you set a boundary, they just start malfunctioning, and they start thinking to themselves like, who do they think they are? You try to set a boundary with me? And they're going to like be super. At that point, if you start dealing with somebody like that, you just got to get away from them. And like I said, I do know sometimes you got to work with these people. Set that boundary. If they keep pushing it, then you could take it somewhere else. You could probably talk to the manager. You can probably alchemize the energy if they are being super pushy. I'm just letting you guys know, in this spiritual warfare, you're not defenseless. You have many different ways to protect yourself, and you need to know the different methods. So when you guys come into these different scenarios, you guys are able to defend yourself. And going back to like this spiritual warfare, high vibrational versus low vibrational people, remember, it's not always a malicious thing. So an energy vampire in your life, it doesn't mean they're necessarily like a bad person. So, for example, you might have that one energy vampire in your life where all they can do is just trauma dump. All they do is complain. They never have anything good to talk about. If you guys have any of those in your reality, drop ones in the chat. And like I said, those individuals, they're not bad, but just because they're not bad doesn't mean you're not supposed to defend yourself. In those instances, you can tell somebody, hey, look, I don't want to talk about that right now. Hey, look, not like saying a bunch of different things to get yourself out of that situation. And sometimes too, people aren't even aware of what they're doing. And I hate to say that because a lot of these things you're going to think is common sense. Some of these people don't have common sense. Like, I don't want to say it like that, but that's ultimately what it is. Mark, appreciate it. Mark says, what if a potential partner begs to be raised up? I'm not getting you right there. And Rory, appreciate you. But yeah, some of these energy vampires, you got to kind of train them on how to treat you. And I know it sounds like very annoying, but some of these people, if you want to keep them in your life, that's just kind of like what you have to do. And you still have the option to be like, hey, you know what? I don't want to have this person in my life. And then you can cut that person off as well. And that's something you guys have been seeing throughout your journey. You guys have had to discover how to get kind of ruthless with your cutoff game, ruthless with blocking people, because when you have a light about you, you will attract a lot of demons that would just want to siphon you. So you can't be moving like the old you. Like the old you was probably letting everything slide, never blocking people. And when you kept doing that, they quite literally almost took you off the face of the planet. So now you've been moving with a lot more, like you got to be strict. That's all I'm going to say on this journey. You got to be strict when you're dealing with people. You give people an inch, they will take a mile, and people will drain you to the point where you have nothing left and then discard you. And we will be talking about that a lot throughout the stream of people that only like you on a conditional basis. That is a lot of people in this reality where you're probably someone that can love unconditionally. A lot of people out there can't do that. They basically love you with you got to provide this certain condition, and if you don't do it, I will discard you. And a lot of times that condition is the energy that you guys bring to the table. Your energy allows you guys to do a lot, probably a lot of things that you're not even aware about. Your guys' energy keeps you guys in good spirits, keeps your mental intact. It allows you to manifest more abundance into your reality. Energy vampires are seeing that from a distance and thinking to themselves like, yo, I want that for myself. Like, why do they get to have all the abundance for themselves? And that's why you guys got to be aware of who you bring into your reality, because there's just some people that want to get around you so they could benefit off of your energy. And that's what we call destiny swappers. Some people, if you're up here and they're right here, they'll come into your life and you start to notice your life start to go downhill while their life start to go uphill. And then once it crosses right here and you hit this, they'll discard you immediately because they were never in that dynamic to give you anything. They were only in that dynamic to take from you. And you guys have probably had people like that in your life where you think to yourself, like, anytime they need you, anytime you had to be there for them, you were there for them. But then as soon as you was in your lowest moment, they end up dipping out on you immediately. If you guys have had people like that in your life, drop ones in the chat. Star Stories, appreciate that. Thank you. Happy 6/6/26. So if anyone did that to you guys, that was obviously an energy vampire. But situations like that kind of exposes people. When you have a light about you, you will expose people, whether through your own actions or whether like your light will make some type of situation happen. But a lot of you guys had to go through your lowest moment so you can realize that the people around you just wasn't it. And that's why we're going to get into right now Agent Smiths. If you guys know where Agent Smiths are, drop ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. If you guys know that we're in a matrix, drop ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. If you guys haven't figured out by now that we are in a matrix, this probably isn't the chat for you. But if you guys understand that this is all a matrix, you broke out of it, then yes, stick around. You'll understand exactly what we are talking about. But yeah, guys, Agent Smiths, people that are still within the matrix. Right now, we just talked about friends, family members. When you was at your lowest moment, that's when they all switched up on you and revealed who they were to you guys. A lot of you guys had that experience happen right after you broke out of the matrix. And the matrix is just a system that is trying to keep you under control, to have you going in a routine so they can harvest your energy. Now, I don't know what it was about you guys, but you guys was on that path to raising your frequency, whether consciously or subconsciously, because probably you guys was always very curious, or maybe you guys went through something very traumatic where it forced you to awaken. Regardless of what happened to you guys, your frequency was able to bump up. And as it bumped up, you started seeing through the illusion of this matrix. Paulette, appreciate that. At the end of the day, guys, we're going to be talking about a lot of witchcraft in here, warlocks. The first witchcraft spell that you were under as soon as you was born was the Matrix. The Matrix is a macro level witchcraft spell, and it had you under an illusion. And like I said, something happened that made you guys break out of it. But whatever it was, you started to see through this matrix. You started questioning it. You started asking yourself questions that you weren't asking yourself before. Probably questions like, why do we got to work a 9 to 5? Why do I got to spend my time for this? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? Just like all these deeper questions that was probably making the people around you very uncomfortable because they were still in a system. They were still operating off of a program. And after you awaken, you start to become a threat to that very system. And when you become a threat to the system, they have systems in place to take care of you. And that's why you guys had your friends and your family members turn on you guys. If that was your guys' experience, drop ones in the chat. If as soon as you woke up, you had your family and friends just turn on you, drop ones in the chat. People that was in your life for like forever, honestly, 10, 20, 30 years, you thought to yourself that, man, these people are going to be in my life forever. It's insane because like it's like a coming to pass. It's like we all go through like the same things. That's how you know like it's all connected. I can just talk about this stuff like freely and like you guys just all kind of relate because we all had it like that moment where we wake up from the matrix, we have this knowledge, and the first thing we think about, because you guys are empathetic souls, is let me go try to save my family member and friends. And you thought that they were going to be like, oh, thank you, you saved us, thank you for the information. That exact opposite happened. They start getting offended. They're like, who do you think you are? And you're like, whoa, what's going on? It felt like you weren't even dealing with like your family member and friends. It was like they got taken over by something, possessed. And that's where the Agent Smiths come in, guys. When you was on that same level as them, they were your family members and friends. But after you got yourself out that matrix, a program possessed them because they saw you as a threat. And it's always going to be the same, how they try to shame you to come back into the matrix. They're going to start doing these isolation rituals to you guys, humiliation rituals. The same people that you try to save is going to be the same people that is straight going to try to take you out. If that's been your experience, drop ones in the chat. You think to yourself like, hey, let me save my family member and friends. And then you enter into a boss battle. And now you're fighting for your life against people you thought that was on your side. And it just doesn't stop with them trying to make you feel as if you're crazy. They didn't only tell you you're crazy, they went to go tell everyone else that you were crazy. They probably start posting about you on social media, subbing you, acting fake concerned, but the whole time they're just looking at you like you're crazy, this and that. So then you had to go from someone that had a lot of people around you to probably someone that didn't have anyone around them. And that was probably like the hardest moment in your life because no one prepares you for this journey for the most part. No one tells you right before you awaken that, oh, it's going to be isolating. You're going to like be thinking on a way that other people are not going to be thinking. They kind of just grab you and they throw you in the middle of the ocean and you're just told to figure it out by yourself. And you're just like, you don't even know how to swim. So you're like doggy paddling, trying to find the shore. You have nobody. People think you're crazy. You think you're crazy because you don't really have anyone out there validating your experiences. And you start thinking to yourself like, man, am I the only one thinking like this? Am I crazy? That's how strong this matrix is, guys. Because once you awaken, you was used to thinking one way for your whole life. So the fact that you wake up, it's not as easy as you wake up, now you think like this, and now you're comfortable in the way that you're thinking. When you wake up, the matrix is throwing absolutely everything at you to convince you that you're crazy. So then you have your old self and your new self pulling back and forth, back and forth. Some days you wake up like, yo, I know what I'm talking about. This is what it is. Then the next day you wake up, it's like, oh my God, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. It's like 5 steps forward, 10 steps back. And you guys was probably in that loop for like, who knows how long. But eventually you made it to the other side. Eventually you guys start getting online, start seeing like, all right, I'm not crazy. There's other people thinking like this. You probably saw a couple videos online. You probably got on TikTok. Some dude with a beanie was saying your exact situation verbatim. And like, okay, there's other people out there that are going through similar things. So yes, it was hard because you had to say goodbye to your old life. You had to say goodbye to like the people that you thought was going to be there for you your whole time. But you also got to realize that you became a different person. When you hopped out the matrix, you probably felt like you were the same person, but you honestly was like a different individual. And your reality reflects your thoughts and your frequency. So the fact that you became a different person, that's why your reality changed as well. A lot of you guys probably had to go through the most traumatic thing ever to awaken. If trauma was the catalyst to your awakening, guys, drop ones in the chat. A lot of people want to say awakening is fun. For a lot of us, that was not fun at all. Like, yes, we're happy we were on the other side, but going through that trauma was like one of the worst things we ever went through in our lives. Because that person that went through it, that person is no longer here. We had to mourn our old selves. We quite literally had to be reborn into a new individual. A lot of you guys had people put you through humiliation rituals. A lot of you guys had the people closest to you put you through a humiliation ritual. And that's where you start to see that a lot of people around you was just straight demonic. On your lowest moment, you're probably asking for help from the people around you. And not helping you is one thing, but not only did they not help you, they straight jumped you. For a lot of us, because we're a part of this group called The Collective, and it's like we had to get jumped in. And the people that jumped us was like the people closest to us. It's crazy. Because it wasn't just one person that jumped you. It wasn't just two. It was like your closest friends. Like, it was horrible. You saw something awaken in them, like a sleeper agent or something, and they tried to straight take you out. Because also remember this too, in spiritual warfare, the goal is to stop you from getting to your highest self. Because your highest self is going to get you off of this planet. but this planet is trying to keep you in a reincarnation trap. So a lot of these people, they're only around you to hold you back. And when you awaken and they see, oh, you're getting closer to the truth, now these people are trying to pull you back down, trying to pull you back down. And for a lot of us, that was probably like one of the worst experiences ever, because we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know how to really put it into words. We thought we were crazy, because if it's multiple people, then we obviously have to be the issue. Then you come to find out that you are the small minority on this planet. It's not many people that's thinking like this, guys. That's why you're only able to find other people online. You're only able to find people online that think like you. Hey, appreciate that. What percentage of people do you guys think is awakened? Like, drop that number in the chat, guys. What percentage of people do you guys think is awakened? We got 1, 2, 3, 10. This is the TikTok side. Let's see what YouTube is saying. YouTube is saying 1, 8, 20, 0.5. Who knows? 5, 5. I feel like YouTube's getting a little bit closer to, at least to like what I think, guys. TikTok's like a little bit more optimistic. Someone just said 67%. If there was like 67% of people awakened, that means that every time you go out, you will meet somebody. A lot of you guys probably have never met someone awakened yet. Some of you guys, only one person, 2 people. My guess is like 5%. And also the scary part about awakening as well is, just because someone is awakened doesn't mean like they're chosen star seeds or like those high vibrational individuals, because some people awaken and just go straight evil for some reason. There's some people that awaken and become a spiritual narcissist or use what they know for evil. So the fact that you guys awakened and stayed on this path, once again, give your guys yourselves a pat on the back, because some people awaken and become straight up warlocks. They start forming covens, cults. You want to stay away from those people. Those people are doing some demonic things. Those are people you run into and they start like doing hexes on you, curses. And don't worry, we will get into that a little bit later in the stream, where I will tell you how to protect yourselves and how to detect it. But yeah, guys, that's one thing about awakening. You start to realize the rainbow isn't all rainbows and sunshine as you thought. You was growing up, you never expected all this stuff to be out there, to be honest. Every day you got to learn about something new, and it does not stop. Every time you got to date somebody, boom, new type of demon discovered. You guys didn't know about narcissists until you dated one. You guys didn't know about avoidance till you ran into one. Now people are talking about warlocks on TikTok. And the rabbit hole goes deeper, and it's up to you to and you guys also have a high truth preference as well. On this path, many are called, few are chosen. A lot of people can't handle the truth. A lot of people don't want to know these things. Some people get that call and they tell themselves, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. You guys probably had that one friend in your life that keeps making the same mistake over and over because they don't want to face the truth. They don't want to take accountability. A lot of that stuff is scary to them. You guys don't care. I don't know what it is about you guys. Like, how many people are in here? 400, 200 on TikTok. You guys want to know the truth no matter what. And that's why you guys have gotten as far as you have gotten. You guys keep asking yourself, why? You probably was annoying to people around you when you were younger. They're like, why do you keep questioning things? Like, you thought that everyone thinks like that. You guys have a naturally curious mind. You guys always want to watch the most videos, read the books. You guys are the truth seekers, like Energy Activator said. And Sparkle X said it too. This is how you know we're aligned. I'm doing like a joint stream, and sometimes someone says something on TikTok, and I read it, and someone said it on the right side. We're like in alignment right now, guys. But yeah, you guys are truth tellers. And I hate to break the bad news to you guys, but that sounds like someone that will be like very loved in society. It sounds like a superhero, a truth teller. It sounds like they're loved by everybody. But what do you guys think? Does society like love truth tellers? What's your guys' opinion on that? Man, if you was growing up and you heard truth teller, I'd be like, oh, they're loved. But nah, they hate truth tellers in this reality. The one that's telling the truth, the one that is like questioning the status quo, you will get targeted so much for just like seeing things for as they are. And you guys had to learn that the hard way, because throughout your life, you would question things, point things out, and that just made you have a bunch of enemies. And now you guys just kind of learn to play dumb, to be honest. If you guys have mastered playing dumb, drop ones in the chat. Not like that's something you wanted to do, but that became a survival mechanism, because letting people know you know what's going on just makes people like hate you, want to target you, and do all the stupid things that people be doing. And because you guys play dumb, a lot of people will actually think you're dumb. It's very crazy. All the knowledge you guys have in your mind, if you're a truth teller, if you guys are in this chat, you guys know a lot. You guys know like a extensive knowledge of this reality, and no one's ever gonna know just how much you actually know. So the fact that when you play dumb and people actually think you're dumb, yes, it makes you get ahead, because then you get to kind of be 10 steps ahead of people. But you still get offended sometimes because you're like, there's just no way. And you start to realize it gets pretty easy doing that too, because a lot of people are egotistical. And people want to assume that they know more than the other person. So all someone has to do is play dumb just a little bit, and they get and they believe it immediately. In this reality, guys, we are in the different dimensions. The people that are in the matrix, when their awareness is like down there, they are in the 3D. And in the 3D, people operate from their ego. They think they are what they have. They identify with their money, their status, their relationships. And you guys in the chat, you guys awakened. You guys got to the 4D. Some of you guys are in the 5D. So a lot of you guys have become like observers, like silent observers, just kind of watching the show and watching these things kind of go down. Some of these things is interesting to you guys. Some of it's very annoying, because once you know a little bit too much, people, even if you don't say anything, even when you play dumb, there's some people out there that can just sense that you know what's going on. You guys will have that one person in the group that is very narcissistic, that has everyone else fooled, but they look at you from a distance and like you're not really falling for the tricks. They can sense that you know. You can only pretend for so long. They're going to start noticing you're not really laughing at their jokes. You're not really playing into like their illusions. And because of that, that's like another way you guys will get targeted in this reality. If you guys also want more information on this, Carl Jung is someone you can study. He talks about the one that sees too much in society is the one that's going to run into the most issues, because the one that sees too much, you are disrupting the invisible game that everyone is playing. Hey, Steve, appreciate that. In this Matrix, in this Truman Show, everyone's playing a role. Everyone's kind of ignoring it. They're playing these power games and whatnot. You guys started having discernment. You guys start seeing through the games, and it's very uncomfortable trying to operate under it. So a lot of you guys have kind of just disconnected from society for the most part. How many of you guys be noticing like the little power games people be playing? Drop ones in the chat. A lot of people, they just want control. You're someone out there, like you haven't sold your soul, so you want connection with people, when the whole time, a lot of people just want control. And it gets very annoying dealing with those people. You're going out there, you're communicating with people. You're like, oh, like in a normal world, you're like, all right, I give out some information about myself. You give information about you. We can connect. We can bond. A lot of people aren't doing that. A lot of people are getting information so they can study you, so they can use it against you. You told someone like 3 months ago, and then they throw it in your face. You're like, what is going on? Are these actual human beings I'm dealing with, or is it demonic people? And once again, we're in a spiritual warfare. A lot of times you're going to deal with monitoring spirits. The crazy part about it is like they look like normal people. Mark, appreciate that. Mark said it's a karma cycle game. Facts. The thing about the spiritual warfare that's confusing is they look like normal people. It's not like the Hollywood movies makes it seem. The Hollywood movies makes it seem that these demons are red skin, fire in the background, horns, all these different things. They be like the most charismatic people. They be the most attractive people, the most charming, and these people are just hiding behind a mask for the most part. They've learned how to play the game. They've learned to put on masks to fool other people. And at one point in your life, it was fooling you. But then you went through that one humiliation ritual where your eyes opened up and now you see the truth. And after that happened, you guys probably got very overstimulated because you were finally able to see reality for exactly how it was. If that happened to you guys, drop ones in the chat. You start seeing through the manipulation, the power games, the demonic entities on people. You're like, damn, like everyone. It probably made you not even want to leave the house at one point. You're like, I'm not going out there. No, I'm staying in the house. Hey, Steve, appreciate that. We're the intuitive introverts. Facts. You start looking out the house. You're like, nah, I'm not going out there. You start asking yourself, like, man, like, how did I survive in this reality before I had discernment? Before you had discernment, you was out there with the gang. You was out there partying with people. You was outside to 3 a.m. in the morning, just coexisting with these people. Then you wake up, you realize you were surrounded by the enemy. And that's a big reason why a lot of you guys was depressed to begin with. How would it have been possible to generate happiness if you was constantly surrounded by energy vampires? And it wasn't just strangers. You woke up, you saw that these demons was probably your brother, your sister, your own parents, your best friend that you kept helping out, but they never returned the favor. That's why for a lot of you guys was depressed this like for a big period of your life. And sometimes you guys send me messages or you guys even say in the stream, how can you unawaken? How can you go back into the matrix? Yes, ignorance is bliss, but wouldn't you guys much rather be on this side where now you know demons are out there, but at least now you can avoid them? Beforehand, you didn't know what was going on. You were just in the mix with these demons. A lot of you guys was like just around cults and stuff like that, and they were just sacrificing you this whole time. You woke up, you had anxiety, you went to sleep, you had anxiety, overthinking, scared to like talk to people, this and that. That wasn't on accident. A lot of you guys is destined for more. You guys came here with a mission, and people that have missions, they get targeted a lot. People that have big missions. Your whole life, they knew who you were from when you were a baby, honestly. You guys was saying like you guys was young, you guys start talking and stuff, the way you was moving, they knew you wasn't like the rest. Like you start asking questions where they're like, oh wow, like what's going on here? You start moving just a little bit more empathetic than your siblings or your other family members. They saw your potential from like a long time ago. And a lot of you guys had that generational curse on you. And because they could sense that you were going to try to break that, they did everything they could to try to snuff you out. Where are my generational curse breakers at? Drop ones in the chat. If the generational curse breakers are in here, the scapegoats, the black sheeps, if you guys are in here, I'm throwing you positive energy because that's not an easy thing to grow up in, honestly. And this is really stuff you can't talk about out loud because other people aren't going to understand you. Other people are going to put it through their lens. Other people are putting it through the lens of they have a healthy family system. So if you try to tell them like, yo, my parents tried to take me out, they'll be like, why are you over exaggerating? Stop. What did you do? You probably made them act like, yo, it's an actual matrix out there, guys. That's another thing that a lot of us had to break out of understanding that your family can't do you like that. The Matrix has you brainwashed, or a lot of people brainwashed into thinking that your family members can do you no wrong. For the generational curse breakers, your first enemy will be of the household. Some people got to wait until they go out into society to start having these enemies. You guys in here, you guys was born fighting. You guys came out swinging and whatnot. Someone said it perfectly in the TikTok chat. Matilda. That movie is a story about a generational curse breaker. And that was your guys' childhood. Not even trying to over-exaggerate it. As you were growing up, you were in a narcissistic family, and they were looking at you to see, like, are you going to be like us? Once they saw you were not like them, they're like, all right, target them. Make them want to give up. Make them depressed. Everyone takes everything through their own lens until they finally understand their lens. Facts, Mark. But yeah, you guys start growing up. You guys start seeing the patterns. One thing you guys start to notice is when you probably left your family, you started dating people that was just like your family members. And once you start to heal, you realize that, oh, the reason I'm attracting narcissistic individuals is because I grew up in a narcissistic family system. The way they raised you, you thought that was love, honestly. Them being emotionally unavailable, them being manipulative, them gaslighting you, that felt like love to you. That way, when like a normal person will come around you, they were actually being nice and genuine. You're like, ugh, get away from me. Ugh. And that was not your fault, guys. A lot of these things aren't our fault, but it's up to us to know what caused us to think this way, then take responsibility so we could change our future. We start discovering this, we start noticing the pattern. That's when we started healing. And we're like, all right, we don't want to be like our families. We don't want to repeat the cycle. And being a generational curse breaker is not easy, because when you start trying to break it, your family's going to throw everything they can at you. Some of you guys, the attacks was so heavy that you guys was forced to retreat. You guys had to like walk away from your family. If you guys are currently no contact with your family, drop ones in the chat. Smart technology, appreciate it. You started being a generational curse breaker, they straight try to take you out. They wasn't doing normal bad stuff. It was literally calculated to like, yo, we're gonna break this person. So then a lot of you guys like, all right, I gotta walk away from my family. You don't want to, because at the same time, you grew up with these people. They brought you into this reality. As demonic as they are, you will always have like a soft spot for them. But at the same time, you understood that, look, if I stay around these people, I might not make it till tomorrow. So you guys finally evolved into putting yourself first. And yes, it was hard when you probably first walked away, but then you started noticing something. You started feeling more peaceful. Your anxiety started going away, and life just started feeling better for you. Not saying it was perfect, but a lot of you guys' like lives got a lot better when you either stepped away from your family, or two, you probably just moved out the city, or just limited your time that you were around your family. And that's how it was with not just your family, but a lot of you guys, like your hometown. A lot of you guys had to go straight up against your hometown, because a lot of your family members and friends, they saw what you were capable of, and they were trying to hold you back. Crabs in a bucket, guys. Crabs in a bucket. That is a real thing. And when you probably heard about that and heard that people can be this jealous, be this envious, you didn't want to believe it. Hey, Steve, appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. But you didn't want to believe it because, once again, you guys don't think like that. So you guys aren't jealous individuals. You guys aren't in competition with other people. So the fact that other people are thinking like that, you never knew like that can really be a thing. You had to actually experience firsthand to be like, oh, wow, this is actually true. Because you guys think in an abundant way of thinking. You guys think in there's more than enough to go around for everybody. And they be thinking, yo, if it's you, if If you have more than me, then I won't have any. So that's when people try to start bringing you down. They start attacking you. They start trying to humble you. Man, if you guys are on this journey, you guys are going to get humbled a lot, probably like every other day if you guys are around people. But if you guys are on this journey, you guys shine bright, man, that humbling is going to be insane. How many of you guys deal with people trying to humble you like all the time? Drop ones in the chat. And this goes back to the whole control thing, because you be trying to have normal conversations with people. You're like, hey, my name is such and such. What is your name? 3 minutes later, trying to humble you and do something stupid to prove that they're above you and something like that. And a lot of you guys just got exhausted talking to people, because every time you try to converse or try to have a new friend or try to get into a relationship, that's the one that threw me off the most. People in relationships will get together with you just to humble you. And you guys be thinking in rainbows and sunshine and be thinking like, oh, boy likes girl, girl likes guy. You guys get together and ride off into the sunshine. There's some people out there, they just want to get with you to destroy you. And I hate to break it to you guys, if you guys are in here and you guys are hopeless romantics, not saying it to scare you, but just be aware that some people just want to get with you to conquer you, to humble you, to break you down. It is very weird, because you be thinking to yourself, it's me and you against the world. And they be thinking it's, I got to destroy you. Like, that's just how some people are thinking. It sounds funny saying all these things out loud because this stuff doesn't sound real. But if you guys are in here and you guys experience these things firsthand, like, you're like, yo, this is real life. What we were told life was growing up, the Disney movies and like whatever the Matrix was trying to show us, that was not real, guys. If you guys are in here, you probably already realized that. If one of you guys just saw my stream and hopped in here and it's like, what was this guy talking about? And I'm probably giving you psychosis, my apologies. If that's the case, you probably should find a different live. This live is for the ones that are awakened and knows what is going on. But once again, guys, my name is You're Not Alone. If you guys are in my TikTok stream, I'm live on this and on YouTube. If you guys want to rewatch the stream at a later date, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe to that. We are talking about spiritual warfare. So far, we talked about a little bit about the Matrix, these Agent Smiths. And if you guys have any questions about them, now's the time to ask. And if not, I will be moving on to the next enemy on this list. Appreciate the heart me. Thank you. Join because you're spot on. Appreciate it. Takia, appreciate the follow. And as always, I never want to come across as like not appreciative, guys, but thank you guys for giving me a platform. It allows me to help wake up other people, and for that, I will be forever grateful. So thank you guys, honestly. Can anybody be an Agent Smith? If people are within the Matrix, then yes, they can. There's more people that can be Agent Smiths than awakened souls. There's like 90% of people that's still within the system. But as I always say, just because they are still within the Matrix doesn't automatically mean they are an evil person. World of, I think, Nurse. Appreciate you. And he said it was so harsh in the school to university. I felt so dark last 1 year. One, I feel powerful and creative. I believe this is electromagnetic matrix. As you awaken, your energy does become pretty magnetic and it will make you pretty powerful. And that's exactly the thing they're trying to stop you from doing, trying to reprogram your brain to make you think that you aren't as powerful as you actually are. Everyone that's in here, you guys are very powerful people. These demons are trying to make you feel like you're powerless. Everyone in this chat, I want you guys to type right now, I call my power back. I call my power back. And don't just type it out, say it out loud, feel it. Know that you guys are very powerful beings. If at this moment right now, you guys are thinking to yourselves like, man, I'm not this and that, someone is manipulating you right now. Either someone's manipulating you, you're under witchcraft by somebody, throughout the stream, we gotta cut that out, guys. Like we're gonna empower you guys throughout the stream. Anyone that is like pulling on your energy, it is time to cut that cord. People are gonna ask me how to cut the cord. Go no contact. Some people make this stuff very complicated. Like we gotta do this. It's just go no contact. Stay away from anyone that is draining you of your energy. It's that simple. Some people too, like, oh, by the way, once again, I do one-on-ones, guys. If you want, tap in. Link is in the bio. But I be doing one-on-ones sometimes, and people want to push back and say, well, do I have to keep on my... Well, yes, you got to get them out of your life. Don't make excuses for these demons. If you are thinking you have to keep them in your life, they are manipulating you. Once you step away from someone long enough, that spell will lift, and you will gain your clarity, and you will start to see things for as they are. But yeah, we're going to get into the next enemy on this list, and we are going to be talking about narcissists. If you guys know what narcissists are, drop ones in the chat. A fan favorite because they are they're fans of you. And if you guys are on this journey, they're just inevitable that you guys are going to encounter these individuals. But narcissists, warlocks, Jezebels, Delilahs, Leviathan, all pretty much the same thing, just kind of like a little bit slight differences. But as I was speaking earlier about how a lot of us are born into narcissistic family systems, we've had experience with these people ever since we were young. So a lot of us gain discernment from being in these experiences, and a lot of people don't see what you see because they haven't went through what you went through. But growing up, you were able to see firsthand that narcissists are just very entitled people. They are people that have fragile egos. They can't take accountability. They're very manipulative. Dealing with one when you don't know what is going on will have you feeling physically sick. It will make you just be feeling weird because you don't know what's going on if you don't have this knowledge. A lot of us had to go to hell and back to discover who these people are. And from going to hell and back, we came back with a bunch of knowledge that allows us to see them for exactly who they are. A lot of us only start discovering this stuff when they put us through that humiliation ritual where the narcissists came together and it was like a spiritual ambush. G-stalking is a real thing, guys. Spiritual G-stalking. That is going to allow people to not even have to know each other in real life, but they team up in the spiritual realm and they will team up to traumatize you. And a lot of you guys only discovered who these people were when you went through that ambush, because a lot of you guys had people jump you that you thought was just, they were actually like you, like empathetic, kind individuals. And after you get traumatized just enough, you will be able to see the mask like behind these people. And you can't unsee it as well. So after you go through it, it's like now you can see them. You can see the manipulative behaviors. You can see the little humbling comments. And it won't just stop at the people that did it to you. Now you can see them in society as clear as day. Where even like you can tell other people like, hey, this is a narcissist, this and that. People aren't going to believe you. And that's why you guys got to keep a lot of these things to yourself. Because if people haven't went through what you went through and think like how you think, they're not going to see what you see. Kamaka, appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have like multiple experiences of seeing a narcissist amongst the group, or just seeing a narcissistic individual and you try to let other people in on what you're seeing. And you will also discover that when you try to explain your discernment, you will sound crazy to other people. Just a heads up on that. A lot of you guys have learned firsthand If you guys don't know that right now, trying to explain your discernment to other people is just going to sound insane. There's like a cognitive dissonance for it as well, because when you guys are thinking about like your discernment in your head, it sounds so clear. It just makes sense to you. As soon as you start trying to explain these things out loud, you yourself will hear how like oh wow, they're not going to understand this. You will see their face start to change, and you're like, oh wow, like I really am alone in this knowledge that I have. And that's why a lot of you guys feel isolated in the information that you have, because there's not many people that you can open up to, if at all, in your reality that will get what you're talking about. A lot of you guys got to come on to like either like social media and then start reading the comments, coming to lives like this, and then you're like, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. But do understand the goal of the narcissist is to make you feel like you're crazy. These narcissists, these warlocks, they do these things called plausible deniability. Plausible deniability is where they're able to attack you in a way where they can have an alibi, where if you were to try to call them out on it, they will make you feel as if you're crazy. People are very calculated, guys. They know what they're doing. A lot of times you're probably thinking to yourself, like, did I see that the right way? Did they do that? Nah, I must be tripping. There's no way someone could be that weird. On this journey, you're going to realize that not only can they be that weird, but they're going to be even more weirder than you could ever imagine. A lot of you guys probably see some weird behavior. And then Casey said it exactly when I was going to like say it as well. When you guys are walking this journey, our weakness is that we want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying to completely get rid of that thing you guys do, but stop doing it as much, because throughout your life, you have gave people the benefit of the doubt, and they just took that as an invitation to just be weirder and weirder and weirder. And a lot of you guys have seen that firsthand. You have been like observing someone from a distance, and you just keep seeing them get weird, and you keep thinking to yourself, like, there's no way there's like another level to this. And they keep hitting you with the DJ Khaled. Well, wait, there's another one. Another weird thing they do. The manipulation goes deep. They also, too, they want you to explain yourself, because if you explain yourself, they give you a chance to gaslight. How many of you guys have had that happen? Like, you try to explain yourself, you act like you're dealing with a human being to a human being, and explaining just made you feel even more confused. Drop ones in the chat if that has been your experience. Remember, guys, we are not dealing with human beings. We are dealing with demonic people. If you were dealing with someone that was like you, one quick conversation could give you the clarity that you need. You guys could get to a common ground. These demons are not trying to get to a common ground with you. If you are dealing with the narcissist, their main goal is to win. Their main goal is to have some type of control over you. So a big manipulation tactic these warlocks and these darks will do, they will pretend to misunderstand you. And you will feel like you're going crazy, because once again, the goal of a narcissist is to drive you insane. So a lot of you guys had to grow out of that. You had that one narcissist where you were like, well, when I was doing this, this was my intention. Then you did that. This is how I saw it. Was that your intention? If you do that, you're going to get obliterated. That's going to make you never want to leave the house again, because they love that. They love that you try to you give them the benefit of the doubt, that you explain yourself, that you still think everything is just genuine. So then you guys had to evolve to become someone that no longer explains yourself. At least no longer explain yourself to people that don't deserve it. Because yeah, there's still some people out there you could explain yourself and they will understand you. But some people, when you start noticing what's going on, you got to learn how to peep it and just move accordingly. A lot of you guys have people out there that will never give you an apology, even though you deserve one from that individual. A lot of you guys have individuals where you caught them in the act, but they're going to take it straight to the grave, even though you have proof. even though you have like evidence of what they are doing. In this spiritual warfare, these people are playing power games. We are in a Truman Show. I like to call it the Hunger Games. And one rule about these Hunger Games is that you can't really speak about what is going on. A lot of this stuff is very normalized. And that's why a lot of you guys feel like you're crazy, because people are doing these things out in the open. No one else is questioning it because they themselves are doing it as well. A lot of people have signed unspoken contracts to say that, hey, look, we are in the game and that's just how the game goes. So when you guys have individuals like you guys are truth tellers and you guys don't want to play this game, that's where the issue starts to come in, because you guys just want people to be genuine, but a large majority of society is not being genuine. We live in a narcissistic society where narcissism is being glamorized. The more narcissistic you are, the easier it's going to be to climb up these social like ladders, these corporate game, like the business world and all these different things. And then the one that is empathetic, the one that does not want to play the games, you're going to start seeing, you're going to run into a lot more issues, because yeah, you can be more intelligent than the other person, but if you're coming across someone that is willing to do no matter what it takes to run over somebody, to be as ruthless, that's where they have the upper hand at times. And because of that, a lot of you guys have just decided to kind of exit out of it. You guys will still be out there like when you have to, when you're forced to, but for the most part, you guys just stay in the house. You're like, you don't want to play these games. A lot of you guys can play the game way better than the other people, honestly. You guys are blessed with discernment. You guys are intelligent people. You guys have a lot of knowledge about you. So if it was up to you, you can play the game and beat these people, but that's not who you are as a person. Because when you do play the game, you guys feel very like ugly on the inside, just very like, ugh, it feels nasty. Like, why do you need to do something to have to control another individual? You guys aren't interested in the whole witchcraft that other people are doing. But compared to other people, they're very sadistic. A lot of people enjoy the game. A lot of people enjoy traumatizing other people. And that's when you guys saw that this was a spiritual warfare, because some of you guys have had people traumatize you and smile in your face. How many of you guys have experienced a narcissistic smirk in real time? Drop ones in the chat. Probably when you guys was first experiencing it, you didn't even know what was going on. You made an excuse, once again, giving someone the benefit of the doubt. You're like, there's no way I saw that. There's no way that person was just smiling at me. And then you awaken, and then your discernment kicks in, and you're like, oh no, these people are definitely smiling. These people are definitely enjoying what they are doing. When you guys unlock discernment, people are going to ask, well, like, how do you know if this person is that? How do you know this person is this? When you have discernment, you can just see these things. Like, you're just able to read energy, and you're able to see things that other people aren't able to see. Another thing you're going to notice as well is people are going to tell on themselves like every single time. When you guys unlock discernment, you'll be having a conversation with somebody, especially with a narcissist. Like, they'll tell you what they're going to do to you. You just have to like pay attention. But some of you guys be thinking like, oh, it's so obvious that nah, it can't be that. Stop being humble, guys. You guys see beyond the veil, and you guys got to start operating that way. You guys be downplaying your discernment and stuff like that. You guys got to stop doing it. You guys have passed the test that you had to pass. You went through the trials and tribulations. If you guys are in here and you understand what I have been talking about, you guys have been blessed with discernment, so use it. When you guys decide to ignore your discernment, that's when you're going to run into issues. And you guys have discovered that firsthand, because a lot of you guys, just as in the Bible where Jesus calls out the Judas spirit, you guys had that same thing happen to you. That Bible, there's a lot of truth to it. You guys are living real biblical stories. You guys be dealing with somebody, you be thinking to yourself like, yo, I think that person's gonna betray me, or what they just did there was weird. But then your human side kicks in and you're like, nah, I don't think so. And it's always gonna be the same, guys, because if you choose to ignore a red flag, especially when your discernment showed you, and you still choose to operate with that person, there's like levels to it. You got blessed with discernment, you got God on your side, so God will show you what they're doing. God's gonna give you a little nudge, like, hey, look, this is what they're doing. And then if you're like, nah, God, you don't know what you're talking about, there's gonna be something else they're gonna do. It's gonna be a little bit worse. Like, yo, God's like, yo, look, this is what they're doing. You're like, nah. At that point, God's like, all right, you got to get a lesson about this, because if you don't get this lesson, you're still going to keep believing that this person is like a good person in your life. And that person will do you in like one of the worst, like a very bad way. Because frequency is everything, guys. What is around you is based off your thoughts and your frequency. If someone isn't supposed to be around you, if it's either God's going to give you the choice to walk away from that person and not make it extreme, like an easy cut. But if you choose to stay around that individual for longer than you're supposed to, something big is going to happen where like you guys have a big blowout where it's kind of messy and you're forced to walk away from that person. And it's a situation where you can no longer even go back to them. If you guys have had that happen, drop ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Ignoring your discernment, guys, is not wise. Ignoring it will get you into like a lot of trouble. But remember, these people will tell on themselves every single time. You guys have went through enough, passed the test. So when you see what they are doing, you will be having a conversation with somebody. And once again, no one else is going to be able to see this. So you'll be in a group talking to people and they will be like saying something probably like, yeah, I just manipulated someone 2 days ago. I love manipulating people and you'll be thinking to yourself like, why did that person just say that out loud? And why is no one else really reacting to it? Remember, it's a veil. You guys are able to see it. Other people aren't able to see it. And if you see something like that, it's probably time to get away from that individual, because what they're going to do, they're going to say what they did and they're going to try to do it to you later. And you're going to be looking at them like, you literally just said you did this. So why don't you think that I would be able to see you doing it? That's the beautiful thing about discernment, guys. It's like it will show you what is going on. And yes, it's a little bit lonely sometimes. Yes, it's like no one else understands you. But honestly, guys, like throughout this journey, like we've been getting traumatized so much. I'd rather be on this side. I don't know what side you guys want to be on. What side do you guys want to be on? Say it in the chat. Left or right? Left, ignorance is bliss, but you're still getting traumatized by them. Yeah, you have more friends, but you're in the mix just getting traumatized. Or would you be on the right where, yeah, you're a little bit more like alone, but at least you can see what's going on and you can stay away from it. Hey, Lynn, appreciate that. Yeah, we got the rights in the chat. Rights in the chat. So to anyone still thinking ignorance is bliss, hopefully this is showing you why it's a lot better to kind of see the things that you are seeing. Another thing to know about discernment, guys, is, as we said earlier, truth tellers, we don't have it easy in society. Because you see what is going on, because you can't be controlled, they're not just going to leave you alone. Eventually, you're going to have another boss battle. Probably one of you guys just had one where you encountered a narcissist. They saw they couldn't control you, and you would think that they would just leave you alone. But in this reality, if a narcissist can't control you, what happens, guys? What happens, guys? Drop it in the chat. If a narcissist can't control you, what are they going to do? Ayla, appreciate the roses. Attack. I'm looking for one answer. I'm looking for an answer. think someone said it up here. Thanks, Love JJ. She said it right here. Gonna pin that comment. She says, control how others see you. If a narcissist can't manipulate you, if a warlock can't do the witchcraft on you, they are going to control how others perceive you. And those smear campaigns is going to be pretty crazy, guys. I'm not going to lie. If you guys have been through a smear campaign, drop ones in the chat. Just remember, guys, the world hated you. Remember, it hated me first. In the wise words of Jesus Christ. That's just something you're going to have to deal with on this journey. Lots of people doing witchcraft out there, lying, manipulating, hiding beyond the veil. So when you come around and you operate on a different set of rules, they're like, oh, wait, hold up. No. We got to get other people on board to start this hate train on them. And it's always going to be so annoying, too, because the people that will they will recruit like a lot of people to go against you. Just because one narcissist doesn't they couldn't manipulate you. Now they're going to go find other people that probably had a problem with you already. Some people that can't really think for themselves. Some people that can't be alone, so they want to go wherever the group is going. And the lies you're going to hear about you guys on this journey is going to be insane. They're going to make you out to be like the worst villain in the world. Narcissists do these things called Darvo, where they will accuse you of doing exactly what they're doing, which always kind of confused me too. Like, that's the craziest part about it. And don't get me wrong, all accusations are bad, but the fact that they accuse you of doing exactly what they're doing, that is pretty hilarious. Because in their deluded way of thinking, they need to make themselves be you in the situation, and they make you out to be them. Like, this stuff gets very creepy, guys, and it goes very deep. And a lot of you guys, this stuff makes, the first time you was going through it, it was driving you insane because you was thinking to yourself, there's no way this is happening right now. Some of you guys, the witchcraft was so deep, you start questioning yourself. You're at the house am I the narcissist? Yo, if you guys are questioning if you're the narcissists aren't self-reflecting. So that's what the point of it is. They're trying to manipulate you guys to make you doubt yourself. If you guys are at the house thinking am I the narcissist? Is it something I missed? That's how you know you're getting bombarded by witchcraft, to be honest. Because you guys are thinking to yourselves, they have all these people. It's me against all of them. That obviously I have to be in the wrong. But if you guys look at the Matrix, that was exactly what happened when you guys first awakened, right? When you guys first awakened, what were they telling you guys? You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. And it was the same pattern. You guys am I crazy? It's the same thing. Narcissism is just a matrix, guys. You guys already beat the biggest boss, the matrix itself. So these mini matrices shouldn't be an issue for you. People can say whatever they want to say about you, but when you are awakened and you have done the work on yourself, you know who you are. So what can they really say about you that is going to convince you otherwise? It doesn't matter how many people they recruit against you. It could be 1, 5, 10, 20, 25. And some of you guys have went against a lot of people. I'm not even going to minimize that. And the fact that you guys are still standing, you guys are very strong because it was you against the army and you guys still came out on top. So everyone in the chat, drop W's in the chat, W's in the chat. And you guys got to start looking at this life like a video game. That's how I view it. If you're playing a video game, you don't get mad at the enemies that come your way. You feel happy when you accomplish that hard level. And yes, it's annoying having people turn against you for no reason at all. But it just shows you how powerful you are. If you guys have people grouping up to go against you, starting a group chat to talk about you, meeting up in the late of night to discuss what they're going to do about you, that shows that you guys are scaring people out here. Whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it, honestly. And people that can't stop talking about you guys and people that has you in a group chat, this and that, They don't know this, but they're worshiping you at the same time. Hate is just admiration, guys. Hate is just jealous. People like it's just hate is that like they're showing love to you for the most part. It's like confused love, and the hate that they have is just how they feel about themselves. But ultimately, they're worshiping you guys. If they have like a whole group chat where they're talking about you, they're like literally worshiping you. So you guys have to understand that you can't really let these things affect you. And like some of you guys are saying in the chat, like just alchemize the energy. What these enemies fail to realize is that they're ultimately pushing you to a higher part in your life. Because when you overcome these things, when you learn the lesson from these situations, it makes you a stronger person. You guys get more wisdom, you get more strength, you get more resilience, and they don't know it until it's too late. And that's why when they start seeing that no matter what they throw at you, it's not going to work, that's when you're going to get the accusations. When they finally realize that whatever they do won't work on you, it's like, oh, you're the narcissist. You're the narcissist. You're the warlock. Stop. When you're not even doing anything for the most part. People need to realize if they just left you alone, nothing would have happened. They chose to do a battle with you. What you guys want, you guys aren't going out there looking for enemies. Like, what you guys want is peace. That's literally all you want. Like, leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. I just want to go outside, do what I got to do, and come back home. You chose to like target me because they thought you were weak. And when they found out you weren't weak, now they want to say you're this, you're that, when they started it with you. People will like take your guys' empathy for weakness. They will take your kindness for weakness. What they fail to realize is that you guys had very hard childhoods. You guys was born in covens, cults. You guys came out swinging already. You left your family. You started being friends with people that hated you, swinging. You guys got into relationships with people that hate, swinging. You guys are really like level 50, like in the spiritual warfare. So the fact that like level 10 enemies comes your way and they confuse like your kindness for like you're like a level 5, they will be sadly mistaken. Because when you guys hit like probably like level 25, you guys got this beautiful thing called divine protection. And that divine protection is out there ruining someone's life right now because they chose to mess with you. How many of you guys are divinely protected in the chat? Drop ones in the chat. That's what made the spiritual warfare like, all right, it's not that bad. Because when you start to get the awareness that everyone that came against you had their lives ruined or they had a severe setback, you're like, all right, I'm gonna be all right. I don't gotta fight these battles. And the thing about being divinely protected, these narcissists, they will take your divine protection as like you're doing witchcraft, when all it is like their own energy. So like they attack you, they get their karma, and then they're like, what did you do? Stop. Oh my God, you're a narcissist. It's like, yo, like you really can't make this stuff up. All this stuff I'm saying out loud sounds like it's made up. There's people is like really out there moving in a very delusional way. And you guys have gotten to this point in your life because you guys aren't vengeful people. You guys aren't out there thinking eye for an eye. We all went through life. We had our lessons. I'm not even saying we're perfect, but the difference between you and the narcissist is that you guys learned your lesson of whatever you had to learn growing up. You guys already had your karma for whatever happened when you were growing up, and you learned and you became better for it. These narcs, they don't learn. They're not self-reflecting. When you deal with a narcissist, they are people that had trauma throughout their life and they just was never able to figure it out. The difference with you guys is you guys went through stuff as well. People assume that you guys never went through anything, and they got to stop doing that. Because if anything, you guys probably went through way more than them, but you guys didn't choose to become demons. You guys chose to become better from your trauma. Some of you guys probably had trauma, 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 trauma. This one narcissist, probably all that happened, they got cheated on in the past. They probably had like one thing happen to them and now they became a supervillain. Someone got cheated on like in high school. Now they're like 35, still being an absolute menace. At that point, they got to take accountability because you guys went through stuff battling narcs your whole life and you didn't choose to become like them. You're like, you know what? Let me figure this stuff out. Hurt people. I'm still going to be a good person. And God has seen you guys do that like over time. Like you guys probably thought like no one was watching, that good people finish last, this and that. You guys have been getting tested, trials and tribulations. God kept watching to see if you're going to fold. Are you going to fold? And you couldn't even fold if you wanted to. You probably did have that one moment in your life where you're like, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. And you guys tried to be bad for like 5 minutes. And you're like, oh, no, I'm not doing this. You're like, this is not for me. Cut the cameras. You guys probably did one bad thing like probably like 10 years ago. And it's still like, it still keeps you up at night. You're like, you know what? I'm just staying in the house. I can't play these games like you guys. And God looked at you and was like, all right, you're ready. And because of that, now you guys got blessed with discernment, divine protection. You guys can manifest fast, even if you don't think so. Things are always working out in your favor. Even when you have bad things happen in your life, it turns out to shift you to a better opportunity. Even when someone you fell out of an environment that you thought was going to be the best, it puts you into a bigger environment. Hey, I'd rather be on this side, guys. Even though like a lot of people operating very sneaky, very manipulative, and there's very few of us out here, it's way better to be on this side. We're immune to witchcraft, and how we are too, like we are like because we don't have to be telling people like we're divinely protected and saying this and that. You guys are still humble. You be trying to warn people, but people don't be believing you guys. You guys be saying out loud, I'm divinely protected. You guys probably have it in your bio. You probably make posts online saying like, yo, I'm this. So like, don't just stay away from me. People see that and they take it as like an invitation. Like, oh, you think you're that? I'm about to show you. And that should show you how demonic people actually are. Because all you're saying at the end of the day is, I'm a good person. And if you're good to me, you will be fine. For some reason, that makes people very upset. They're like, I'm going to show you. And then they already have themselves to blame. So I know some of you guys be feeling bad when people get their karma. You got to understand, like at a certain point, it's like what's it called? Survival of the fittest for the most part. Because you guys will have people attack you. They will get their karma. And then how karma works is God isn't looking at the demons and thinking like they can't be saved. You get me? They're supposed to get their karma. They're supposed to learn from it, and they're supposed to get better. A lot of people can't learn these lessons, and a lot of people is in a cycle of attacking you because they keep thinking that like whatever happened afterwards was just some like random event. So you will have someone attack you. You'll elevate because these attacks elevate you. They'll get their karma. They'll recover. They'll come back. They'll attack you. And when that happens, you got to kind of just like, all right, I hope one day you figure it out, but it's not looking likely. Palisade says, hey, dog, we love you. I pray many blessings from the North Star of Alaska. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you. But once again, guys, in this spiritual warfare, it's just people that haven't been able to figure it out. So pat your guys' selves on the back. There's not that many people that can go through the things that you went through and stay a good person. Because if we looked at your track record of the things that you went through, if you guys chose to become evil, it's like, it would make sense. Like, it will be understandable if we took out all the list of the things that you went through. But the fact that you guys stayed good is the reason you guys are being blessed with the things that you guys have in your life. And yeah, it's going to feel hard sometimes. Yeah, these narcs are going to gang up on you. A lot of G-stocking is going to happen to you guys. People ask sometimes, what is G stalking? That's when your frequency gets very high, and this matrix, this spiritual war, they send things your way to stalk you, to lower your frequency, to make you feel like you're crazy, to make you feel like you're paranoid, and like all those different things. If you guys experience stuff like that, drop ones in the chat. Hey, Jim, appreciate that. And the crazy part about it is they won't even know why they're doing it. They won't even know why they're doing it. It's empty vessels at the end of the day. So people will start having like a weird fixation on you. They will start watching you. We are in the age of like social media where stalking is very normalized. Like I've been like kind of paying attention to this reality. It's been getting very normalized these days, where you can't even talk about these things and people be like, oh, did that really happen to you? A lot of times you'll open up to people and it's people doing the same things, so they won't even think it's bad. And that's going to be another like isolating fact about this journey, is you're dealing with a lot of people that's like normalizing this behavior, because there's more narcs, there's more unawakened people than there are awakened souls and stuff like that. So a lot of this stuff you can't really open up to other people about, because sometimes you will open up to a demon, and instead of them hearing you in a way to understand you, they will just think that, oh, this is someone I can target, because they get away with very obvious things. So beware of who you guys open up to, if at all. I'd be saying just kind of like, just don't say anything to like anybody. You got to only really talk to other chosen ones, star seeds, the high vibrational people. You guys are going to think to yourselves, don't get caught in the cycle of like, hey, you know what? I've been isolated for a while. Let me peek my head out there. Let me see what the climate is like. Maybe I will find a cool friend. They will seem normal in the beginning, guys. It's always going to be the same pattern with a lot of these people. A lot of you guys can't really have that many friends. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's always going to be the same cycle of they're your friends for like probably like 3 months, if at that. And then they start switching up. The jealousy starts coming out, the hatred. And it's a night and day difference, which be throwing you off. Like they're normal. And then there's that one day they start being weird. And then you want to make an excuse for them, because you also be thinking to yourself, like, you don't really give that many people chances. So maybe like you even look at them like, or have that conversation sometimes, like, can you please stop being weird? Because I don't even be talking to people like that. I'm not trying to figure this out with anybody else. And then it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where you can't really explain yourself to people, because there's some people out there where you will try to explain yourself and they will just double down on whatever they're doing. It's insane. If you guys have had that happen to you, drop ones in the chat. You're like, hey, look, I saw that you did this. Can you please not do it again? And you're like, okay, I got you. They just double down. They're like, all right, they notice I'm doing that, so I'm gonna hit them from this angle. People think that if you caught on to them, they think it was one small mistake. They will never know that you see everything. It's this, regardless of what they do or what they're trying to hide from you, you're gonna be able to see it. They're gonna tell on themselves. Your pattern recognition is gonna kick in. Your energy is gonna make them like expose some demon that they got going on. So back to the whole friends thing. I'm not saying you got to lone wolf it your whole life. Just understand you got to find other people that's like you. And what you're starting to discover is there's not many people like you. Narcissism, narcs, warlocks, Jezebels, Delilah. It's like a spectrum. It's like new levels, new devils. You will deal with like a narc that like in the beginning of your journey where it's very obvious what they're doing. Don't ever think you're going to get to a point in your life where you're not going to encounter these people. People think that like a big misconception in spirituality is eventually you will get to a frequency where they just disappear from your reality. When it's not like that, it's just basically you become stronger at seeing it, and getting away from them faster. ARW, appreciate it. Someone asked, what is the Delilah? So everything is spiritual. And I'm going to say that's my belief. I'm not trying to put my beliefs onto other people. But Jezebels is like your overt narcissist. Narcissist is just like a worldly term. Over time, people like society started noticing that this was a thing. And psychologically, they want to put that word so like they have a way to kind of classify it. If you're spiritual, you kind of know the deeper meanings of these things, where the Jezebel is the overt narcissist and the Delilah is the covert narcissist. The covert narcissist, guys, watch out for them. They are the chameleons in society. They know how to play the part very, very well. If anything, the covert narcissists is probably the ones that was making you feel like a lot crazier growing up. Or even nowadays, like they blend in so well. They are the ones that's like love and light, like 24/7. They're the ones that's like overly positive, very charismatic. So if you were to point it out, everyone would say, what are you talking about? They're cool. You don't know what you're talking about. But with your discernment, you catch the little things that they be doing. They be hiding behind these little like plausible deniability things that they be doing. And that's why I always try to encourage you guys to trust your discernment, honestly. If you feel something about somebody, there's a reason you're feeling it. You might not have discernant knowledge about something. You might not know how deep it goes. But ultimately, if you feel like something is off, these demons come your way to cause confusion. If you are confused, that's a big sign you are dealing with a narcissist. Think about it the other way around, guys. Like if someone had you in your life, like, are you making people confused out here? You mean what you say and you do what you do. Like you're not hiding. Like this is who you are. You're your authentic self. Now, when you're dealing with a narcissist, if you're at the house questioning yourself, if you have to like start researching stuff, if you guys start typing their behavior on Google, it's a wrap. That's how you know. Kimberly, appreciate it. You got to go on TikTok and be like, and try to figure out like what's going on. Big sign, guys. Big sign. And so in a minute, I'm about to get to the next enemy on the list. If you guys have any more remaining questions about narcissists, now is the time to ask. I do one-on-ones if you guys want to tap in. Link is going to be in my bio. Also, if you guys got to leave the stream or you want to watch the stream later, tap into my YouTube. It will be uploaded as soon as this live is over. Thank you guys for all the follows. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I'm very appreciative. Thank you guys for giving me a platform. For those of you guys that don't know, I am YNA. I talk about spiritual warfare, where I break down what these toxic people are doing. And because of that, they hate me, and I love it. If toxic people hate you guys, or if people with ugly spirits hates you, that's how you know you guys are doing something right. Diamond Girl, appreciate the follow. I saw a question. But going once, going twice, guys. Any questions about narcs, warlocks, Jezebel, Delilah, Leviathan? What does YNA mean? You're not alone. Do narcissists have to be self-obsessed? It's a spectrum. Some you will find they're very like self-obsessed with themselves, some not as much, but ultimately narcs have this delusion that they're very solid. They're in the realm of solipsism, and solipsism is they only think their like lens of reality is the only thing that's like correct. So yeah, a lot of them are in the delusion that they're the only really important person in their reality, and they look at everyone else as like loving them conditionally. Karen, appreciate the follow. How to block them? I don't know if that's like you just block them. Whenever you guys ask how to block them, cut them off, like just cut them off. If you guys need strength in staying away, Go on long fast. It will make it easier. Can they change? Yes, but it's very rare. You will have some people online that says they will never change. And that's a fair thing to say because you rarely see it happen. But if a narc has an ego death, they go through a dark night of the soul, they will change, honestly. Narcissism is just a demon that is attached to somebody because they vibrate low. If you up your frequency, if you start moving righteously, you can have that demon fall off of you. But yeah, guys, we're going to get onto the next enemy on the list. I'm going to have you guys decide. Let's get some like chat engagement. Do you guys want to hear me talk about monitoring spirits? Or do you want to hear me talk about succubus? Monitoring spirits or succubus? And don't worry, I'm going to talk about all. So even if one gets chosen, I'm going to still talk about both. All right, I'm combining it with both. So I'm seeing more for monitoring spirits. If you guys know what monitoring spirits are, drop ones in the chat. One is in the chat. Appreciate the heart me. Monitoring spirits, another fan favorite. I love when in the spiritual warfare, when you have even unawakened people talking about something that is an awakened topic, that shows you that more and more people are getting tapped in to this info. But monitoring spirits, they are spirits that want to sabotage you, spirits that want to get information about you and use said information to try to destroy you. I always preach in this reality, guys. Make sure you guys are moving in silence. Don't tell people what you got going on because you would think that someone has your best interest at heart, but you never know who is secretly hating on you. Someone secretly hating on you can be dangerous to what you got going on because everyone has the ability to manifest. Everyone has the ability to make their prayers come true. Some of those people choose to use that energy to try to ruin someone else's life. YV, appreciate it. You are truly tapped in. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so sometimes you will have an individual. Let's say you go up to a family member and tell them, hey, look, I just got a raise at my job. Some will like play the part and they will be like, oh, that's amazing. When in their head, they start comparing themselves to you. They start thinking like, why you, not them? They start thinking like you're lazy. So how would you ever get a raise? Them thinking like that can actually be them preying on your downfall. So when people say they are preying, when that phrase preying on your downfall, that comes from somewhere. That's a real thing. When people think those negative thoughts on you and they overpower what you got going on, that can quite literally throw it off. If you're not secure in yourself or that thing that you manifested hasn't fully manifested itself into the 3D, someone hating on you can throw off that whole thing. Sometimes you guys have something coming your way where you guys let someone know about it and it stops it from coming into the 3D. Sometimes you guys get like a job interview. In a job interview, you know you did well. You know you're going to get it. You tell a lot of people. And next thing you know, you never get a call back. Or some of you guys be having like a relationship. You guys be trying to keep it a secret, whether it's like a talking stage or a relationship. It's going well when you keep it a secret. It's going well. Then you tell somebody and then the whole talking stage just collapses. If that's happened, drop ones in the chat. As soon as you told somebody something. And also, too, another way monitoring spirits be operating is if you tell someone that this person will never do me like that, trust that that monitoring spirit will try to make that one thing happen to you if you truly believe that. That's something you guys should never really say out loud because then that's when the bad stuff going to start happening. Ultimately, I'm not saying that you guys got to be out there and not talk to anybody, not like open up to anybody. it's not a black and white thing. You guys got to have discernment and know who you can talk to and who you can't talk to. At this current point in reality, some of you guys probably can't open up to anybody, and that's not a bad thing. You rather just not open up to anybody than to open up to someone that is trying to ruin your life. And some of you guys probably do have that one or like two people in your life. And yeah, confide in them if you feel the need to. But when it comes to being in groups of friend groups, having like 10 friends, this and that, if you guys are truly walking this journey, I don't think you can do that. Now, at that point, I'm gonna say that's my opinion because that's just what I've seen in my own reality. I'm not saying it verbatim. If you're someone that's out there, you're having 10 friends, you're opening up, and it's all good, then fine. I'm just letting you know what I've seen in my reality. But also monitoring spirits, as I was saying, that some will hide their reactions of how they feel about something that is happening in your life. There are some monitoring spirits that won't even hide it, which is like the funniest thing about it. You will open up to a monitoring spirit and they will show you that they hate whatever you got going on. Now, remember, new levels, new devils. When people do that, that's like a low level monitoring spirit. But sometimes you guys kind of hold yourselves back because you guys, once again, be giving people the benefit of the doubt. Now you guys have this knowledge. At one point, you probably had someone in your life where you told them an opportunity and they straight up got mad and you still kept them in your life. That's because you didn't know what was going on. You probably told yourself like, oh, they was probably having a bad day. They was probably that. If someone does that, they expose themselves in real time and you got to get away from that person because never underestimate what a monitoring spirit is doing behind your back. Them doing that and exposing that they hate when you succeed, those are the same people that is making group chats about you behind your back. They're making fun of you. They're studying you so they can try to like humble you later. Some monitoring spirits, they want to do a humiliation ritual on you, but they need information on you because they got to know what your triggers are. What are you insecure about? What's some dirt you have on, like you have about you in the past? Some monitoring spirits only get around you so they can figure you out, so they can try to like really embarrass you later on. Monitoring spirits also like to hide behind joking that is disguised with truth, guys. Now, I'm not saying that like every friend that jokes on you is a monitoring spirit, but there are some people out there, passive aggressive, where they joke on you and they remain plausible deniability because they do it in a way that if they joke on you, you can't really call it out because then they'll say you're sensitive or something. If you have people that do that, guys, drop ones in the chat. They joke on you and then like you're like, if you try to call it out, they put you like in a weird position. They know what they're doing. They're monitoring spirits. They have experience doing it. And they also do that too to sometimes try to destiny swap with you, to try to like siphon you in that moment. If you have like a group around you, that person is probably cool with you like on the side. That person probably hypes you up in secret, but then when you get around the group, they try to embarrass you in front of everybody. That is them trying to sacrifice you like in real time. And in those situations, you can't let it get to you. You either got to ignore it or sometimes you probably got to call somebody out and let them know like, hey, I see what you're doing. Stop doing it. Because one thing about these monitoring spirits is they see that you get attention. They see that you get attention from everybody else and they start to get jealous about that. They start thinking to themselves, like, why do you get to get the attention? Like, I'm this, I'm smarter than you, I'm this. So they will try to like humble you in front of other people to prove that they're better. They're better than you or something. Like when it's just you and that person, they're cool. Then when they get in the group, they say something they know you don't know the answer to. They try to prove they have more money than you or something like in the 3D. Like these people are very egotistical and they operate from their ego. Sometimes though, you don't have to say anything. Sometimes people end up exposing themselves because it's very obvious who is like the confident one in the group. If you have a monitoring spirit attacking you and you kind of just look at them and don't really react to it, that energy will bounce off of you and go back to the other person. Remember, guys, one way to protect yourself in this spiritual warfare is return to sender. Return what they sent at you back at them. And how you do that, you just ignore the BS, honestly. When they try to do something to you and you just look at them and just don't give a reaction, now they're going to feel very awkward about it because the same reaction they tried to invoke out of you, you sent it back to them, and now they're starting to spaz out. They'll start malfunctioning or something. Those are also going to be like energy vampires that try to like rage bait you, that try to like provoke you for a reaction, like provoking spirits. If I can give an example, I do TikTok lives. You have those people come in here as well. People that don't even know what's going on. They just feel the energy. It's like, I want some energy. Because remember, in this spiritual warfare, it's all an energy thing. If people attack you and you feed into it, then you give that person energy in real time. But if I have someone, for example, comes in this chat and says something like, "You're not funny," or try to bully me in some type of way, if I respond to it, like, "What are you talking about? My mom says I'm like," something like that, I'm giving them energy and they'll start getting energized on the opposite side of that phone or computer. Now, if I ignore the person, now they're going to start spazzing out on the other side of that phone. And that's when you start having people talk to themselves in the chat for like 20 minutes, trying to get the energy, or until their dopamine burns out and they'll go find somebody else. Like, that's how you got to deal with these people. They're not real. They're products of the system. They're Agent Smiths. So this system will send people your way just to hate on you, to try to hold you back. When you are able to see them for what they are and understand they're not real people, you do a lot better in this reality. Walk away with peace knowing their heart is hurt. Facts. Because one thing, guys, healthy individuals is not trying to humble somebody else. They're not trying to embarrass anyone. Think about yourself. When you guys go out there in reality, are you thinking to yourself like, how can I humble someone? This is going to be amazing. You guys are focused on yourselves, and you guys are also out there uplifting other people. Hey, Sean, thank you. You guys are going crazy with the gifts. Thank you. Thank you. They got to do that because they're insecure and they need to get energy from like other people, and they will target the one that has the most energy in the group. Appreciate the nice start. Thank you. But yeah, going back to monitoring spirits, people be asking me like, can they be your family members and friends? They can be the main ones. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If your family members and friends are choosing not to grow, they are leaving themselves open to getting possessed by these spirits. All these demonic spirits I'm talking about, just because they have a familiar title on them, doesn't mean they're exempt from getting possessed by these people. You can get around family members and all they want to do is just ask you very personal questions because they want to know how your life is going to make their lives feel better. But at the same time, them doing that can make your life like worse. Because if you go around a family member that is a monitoring spirit and they're asking about your life and you're telling them like, oh, I just got a raise, I just got a new car, I'm doing this, your family member is probably struggling and they're thinking to themselves like, well, damn, like they're ahead of me, this and that. And them thinking like that can make your blessings go away. So sometimes you just got to play dumb. You just got to like, just don't open up. Keep things very surface level with some people. Some monitoring spirits, they're so envious that they will send witchcraft your way just to hold you back. Some ways they can do it is by gossiping about you on the side. If you guys don't know, gossiping is a form of witchcraft. If you have that one monitoring spirit in your family where all they can do is talk about you and make you out to be the worst person in the world, you got a lot of stuff going on, but when they call your family member, like, you know, such and such, they did this, they did that, and now you feel bad in a way. That's a monitoring spirit doing witchcraft on you. And a lot of monitoring spirits, what they'll do is they will do witchcraft on you and they will call you to see if that witchcraft worked. That happens like a lot with coworkers. Uh H, appreciate it. AI. Appreciative. I found you during a test for divine protection. J Original, U3, and me. Thank you and the collective. You explained to me what the collective actually is. I got you. Appreciate the support. But yeah, coworkers will do that. Coworkers are very nosy with what you got going on, what you are doing outside of the work. They will try to sabotage you in front of the manager and all these different things. And then let's say that you leave like the job or something, they will call you and ask you like, hey, how's everything going? Because they want to see whatever witchcraft they did on you, did it work? So you guys got to know who you can talk to, who you can't. If you guys are at your 9 to 5s, I suggest not even making friends with nobody, to be honest. If you're at your 9 to 5, it should just be a place to make your money and go home. Yeah, guys, I'm also on YouTube. Tap in. After this live, the live will be uploaded on there as well. Shoot me a subscription, a sub, I think, either or. But yeah, if you guys have any lasting questions about monitoring spirits, now is the time to ask. If not, I will be moving on to the next enemy. YV, appreciate the follow. I'm always on your For You page. Appreciate the support. But what if you're divinely protected? Hey guys, so understand this too. Just because you're divinely protected doesn't mean you're not going to get attacked. I think that's a misconception about it. What does the Bible say? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. The weapons are going to form. Don't get it wrong. They just won't prosper. If you are divinely protected, the weapons will form. They will attack you. But ultimately, you will always come out on top because those things that are attacking you will help you elevate. It will give you something, some type of thing to like wisdom, more resilience. Something good is going to come out of it. So understand that whenever you are getting attacked in some type of way, you just have to sit back. Understand that they will get their karma. But if you do choose to take matters into your own hands and get revenge, then that is bad because then that kind of probably takes away the karma from going to the other person. And then one more thing about being divinely protected is if you guys know better but still choose to be bad, your punishment will be a lot more severe than someone that doesn't know better. And what do I mean by that? So if at this point in your journey you choose to like fight fire with fire or you choose to take some type of shortcut, your karma is going to be very like severe compared to somebody else because you're on the path less traveled. You're God's strongest soldier. You are someone that's on the front lines of the spiritual warfare. And if you get out of line, God wants you to come back like immediately. Not like it's gonna be like a judgment thing of like, oh, you're this, you're that. Of like, it's gonna be more so like, okay, look, you need to come back on here. It's already not that much of us out here to begin with, guys. So that's why anytime we do something, we get hit immediately. You guys probably had that one moment where you tried to fight fire with fire, or you did something bad and your karma got delivered instantly. In the next hour or something, you're like, nah, I'm not doing that again. Dimples, appreciate the follow. So it comes like it's like a big responsibility being divinely protected. I know on social media it's like all like rainbows and sunshine, but nah, we are held to a higher standard, and also too, a lot of you guys aren't really vengeful people, so it's like a lot of responsibility knowing that you could potentially ruin someone's life if you stay around them, so they can traumatize you. So it's like you got to kind of be aware of that as well. If you know someone is capable of doing bad, sometimes me myself, like I just choose not to like really operate around you because when you are walking this path, you are an exorcist. So there might be people out there where they can be good to other people, but when they come around you, they just start acting out of pocket because you're exposing some demon within them that they probably didn't even know that they had. And if they do that, the karma will hit them. So sometimes you got to be like, nah, you don't want to do that to that person. But also, too, God will use you as bait too sometimes. And it sounds bad on paper, like God's gonna use you as bait. But it's like this. There's some people out there, they be on a streak of like traumatizing people. It's crazy. You never know the behind the scenes things about these things. You probably think you run into somebody, you were like their first person they traumatized. Before you run into some people, they've been traumatizing like a bunch of people, manipulating people, doing witchcraft, and they have been getting away with it. And then God sometimes is like looking at the situation like, yo, like someone has to put a stop to this person and then enter you. You come across them and you're not up for the games. And you guys be like, you guys come to someone's path and you guys throw them off completely. You guys make some people get fired from their jobs. They go to jail. They start losing money because they came around you, try to do witchcraft, and that was a bad idea. Because they try to do witchcraft on someone that is divinely protected, that is gonna. Good luck with that. But yeah, guys, one more question, and I'm gonna move on to the succubus. He locked up. I shouldn't be laughing at that. That message just like was like beaming in my face right now. People be thinking this is a game, and some people still think it's a game after they get their karma. But your other people's trauma and their lessons, hey, it's not up to you for them to learn, which is what I've had to discover in this reality. I used to think that I had to save everybody. I had to make them see the way. Hey, if some people like they don't want to learn, they don't want to learn. And you got to trust that your frequency, if they're not learning, it's going to pull you away from that person. When you guys are quantum jumping, when you guys are timeline shifting, if other people around you is not learning or they're declining, eventually reality is going to take them out of your life. And you got to be completely fine with that. And that's why a lot of you guys can't have friends or have a lot of friends because you guys are constantly learning. That's something a lot of people don't talk about. It's if you're constantly learning, you're constantly praying, meditating, raising your frequency, you can never really get comfortable in the current timeline that you're at because possibly in 3 months, you're not even going to be the same person. When you guys are like constantly reading and evolving, you guys are like different people like every day. Like every day you wake up in the morning. And that's why a lot of people can't really trap you because they be trying to trap an old version. Like you guys are constantly changing. You guys also think that everyone thinks like you guys. Like, remember, it's cool to be humble, but also understand that not many people are thinking like you guys. A lot of people are thinking on a surface level way of thinking. Some people don't even have an inner monologue. So the fact that you are thinking deep, you're constantly thinking about yourself, how to change this, should you have done that better? You're evolving at a fast rate. And because of that, you keep hopping timelines. You might have a friend right now in this reality. You might think to yourself, like, they'll never do me that way. Maybe when you were this person, but when you quantum jump, now you're in a reality where you're different. And now this person is different too. So in this reality, they probably would have never done you dirty. But in this reality, not only will they do you dirty, they will do you in the worst way possible. Because in this reality, whatever we have around us is based on our frequency and our thoughts. So the friends that you have in your life right now, this phone, your money, your job, is based on what you've been vibrating. Once you bump it up, people will fall out of your life because they no longer vibe at your certain frequency. Some people fall out of your life and it's like in the weirdest way. And if you guys have really been meditating and you unlock that metacognitive way of thinking, you can see it happen like in real time. Like life just starts lining things up to make you not be in that person's life anymore. And that's why you have to really go in the flow of the universe. If you guys are people that want to be attached to things, that's going to make you very like depressed if you're a quantum jumper, because you're going to constantly lose things and think to yourself, why did I have to lose that? Why did I have to lose that? You have to practice law of detachment. Attachment is the root of suffering. And a lot of you guys just naturally mastered it after you already lost everything that was there to you, to be honest. Because after you guys awakened, I think you lost everything, to be honest. What did you guys lose? Drop it in the chat. This isn't, what I'm telling you guys is not new to you guys. I'm just repeating back exactly what you went through. I'm not giving you guys any revelation where you're like, oh, you're right. And you guys have lived this stuff. Everything, my mind, I feel that. Friends, family members, cars, your place, you went homeless. Like I be saying, you guys be living actual biblical stories. Like, you guys could write a book about all the things that you went through. And I hope that you guys do. Monetize off of the things you guys went through, honestly. You guys deserve it. You guys went through a little bit too much. Other people aren't going to acknowledge it. They're probably going to think you're being dramatic, that you haven't really went through anything. Hey, trust me, guys. For other people that's walked this path, we know exactly what you went through. The life of Job, exactly. You guys have actually lived that in real life. But not to scare you, it's actually to empower you, because these stories, they do have some happy endings. In these Book of Job, whatever you lose, you get it back times 10. Me in my life, I've lost everything twice. And every time I've gotten it back times 10, times 15. You never know how it's going to play out. You only have like the current awareness that you have and a current path. But trust me, like how things are going to happen, you just got to learn how to let go and make God take the wheel. And if you're able to move with that type of mindset, you'll be completely fine. But yeah, we're on to the succubus, incubus, honey traps. If you guys know what those are, honey trap, succubus, incubus, drop ones in the chat. These demons are the reasons a lot of you guys don't even want to date anymore. You guys are tired. You guys are like, take me out the game. This is insane. We're in a social media generation, guys, where they are making these demons a lot more prevalent. A lot of people are chasing dopamine instead of working on themselves, which is making a lot of people start to become demonically possessed. The succubus, incubus, honey trap. Remember, in the spiritual warfare, energy is everything. These demons want to drain you of your energy, and they all do it in different ways. The succubus, incubus is going to take your energy through the act of having smex. And I got to say smex, guys, because I'm on TikTok. I got to keep it PG. But if you guys can let me know what smex stands for in these chats, first one to say it wins. What does SMEC stand for, guys, if you're tapped into spirituality? SMEX. G said it right here. It stands for Sacred Energy Exchange. Understand, guys, that when you have SMEX with somebody, it's not just as simple as the 3D and the Matrix makes it seem. When you have SMEX with somebody, you guys are exchanging energy. And if you have SMEX with someone that vibrates lower than you, they will drain you of said energy. Guys, got to be careful who you lay with. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. There's some people that just want to get around you to drain you for every last drop, leave you with nothing, and then leave you to pick up the pieces. Because it's not just they drain your energy and you just feel tired. You're just kind of sluggish the next day. Your energy is the reason you're in the current reality that you're at. If you let someone drain you just enough, we were just talking about quantum jumping like a couple minutes ago. Quantum jumping isn't just going to a better reality. You let people drain you enough, you will quantum jump into a bad reality. You have sex with an energy vampire just enough, things will start going very wrong in your life. Just like Galactic said, destiny swapping. You start having sex with a succubus, incubus, you probably get fired from your job. You probably get into a car accident. If you guys are behind on a car note or something, just don't have sex with anybody. I'm gonna say this right now. If you guys are behind on a car note, you had sex with the energy vampire, that car getting towed immediately. Something bad is gonna happen in your life, and you're gonna be like, "What is going on?" And then that person's taking your energy, and their life is starting to get better. They're starting to glow. Their friends and family members are saying, "What have you been doing? You look amazing." And then you're out here walking around like a corpse. Like, what is going on? It is that deep, guys. Sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies in this reality. People be asking me, like, what's one way to protect yourself from these demons? Some of you guys are doing it right now. You guys are in the house. How many of you guys have ejected from the dating game? Drop ones in the chat. You guys are like, nah, this is not for me. Which is crazy because when you grow up, they make dating seem like it's going to be the best thing in the world. When you were growing up watching these movies, it looked like a fairy tale, honestly. Come to find out, if you're on this journey, a lot of these demons are just out there to like hunt you down and take everything you got. But yeah, celibacy is going to be your best friend on this journey, guys. Celibacy is going to help you protect your sexual energy. And if you hold on to your sexual energy, you will see a lot of good things happen in your life. An overabundance of sexual energy makes you way more creative. It makes you manifest at such a fast rate where it seems like magic. It gives you confidence, makes your skin glow, makes you always be able to think of the right things to say. A lot of you guys got brain fog because you guys are stuck in that hookup culture, giving away your energy to people that really don't deserve it. And if you guys are a divine, you guys really can't just be dating just to date. If you guys are a divine feminine, if you guys are divine masculine, you guys can't just be out there having talking stages. You guys are going to get destroyed. Divine feminines, if you are a girl in here and you did the work on yourself and you elevated, life just doesn't get perfect for you because now you got incubus spirits that are hunting you guys down to get your energy. Incubus will target you guys, and this is like the majority, not all of them, but they will love bomb you like crazy. They will sell you a dream. Women, make sure you guys are vetting these men out here because, man, they'll say they love you. They'll sleep with you, take your energy. And then the same day they tell you they love you, or the next day they just end up breaking up with you, or they will ghost you and leave you to pick up the pieces. Men, same thing. If you start holding on to your sexual energy, you start elevating, you got to worry about a succubus trying to hunt you down. And a lot of men, you guys are very lustful. And these succubus know exactly what to do to get you under their spell. It's all witchcraft at the end of the day, guys. If these demons are manipulating you to give something that you don't even know that you have, that's just witchcraft. Beware of the person that like wants you first and like really bad, even though they don't know you. It seems like they're stuck in limerence. Those people be the honey traps that will want you first, come around, potentially ruin your life. Some people think it's not that deep, but the wrong relationship can really take you out. Ask anyone that's been in a relationship with a narcissist. Ask anyone that's been in a relationship with an avoidant. You don't just break up with those people and you're healed. That depression, getting yourself out of that dark moment is very hard. And if you guys had a relationship with a narcissist or a relationship with an avoidant and you guys pulled yourself out of that, give you guys W's in the chat. W's in the chat. People don't talk about that, but pulling yourself out of a dark place by yourself too, because no one else wants to hear about your relationship troubles. They'll act like they do, or they'll act like it just to get information out of you, but no one wants to hear you to constantly talk about the same thing over and over. So your healing journey is yours and yours only, and it's very depressing going through it because these people played a part very well. And people think that when you break up with somebody, that, oh, you saw them for who they really are, and now they're out of your mind. You still have that version of who you thought they were in your head. They came into your life, they love bombed you, they was on their best behavior. You thought you was having a fairy tale relationship, and then the mask dropped, and then you realize, like, oh wait, this is a demonic individual. And even when you possibly saw it, it wasn't that easy just to walk away because they attach a soul tie to you guys. And those soul ties is nothing to play with. Those soul ties be having you feel their emotions. You be feeling drawn to them. It has you like in like this false reality where no one else can tell you about this person, because if they do, you start like being like, oh, you're jealous. You don't know them like I know them. When in reality, sometimes people be trying to help you out, but the soul tie be so deep, you don't even see what's going on. And that's why these warlocks, these succubus, these incubus, these honey traps, their goal is to get you into a soul tie as soon as possible. So people that are very pushy to have sex with you, people that are, you can tell they don't really care about who you are. It's more so like an energetic thing. That's something like I'll tell everybody. Like, some people you would see that you will start to discover that they only like your presence and not your death. If you guys have noticed that to be your experience, drop ones in the chat. They like your presence, they love your energy, they love the fact to be able to say, I have you, I got you. But as soon as they realize that you're a real person with real thoughts, that you are an actual human being, they start switching up on you. And that's like a very isolating thing to feel, because what do you mean you only like me for my energy? Are you telling me if I don't have this energy, you're no longer going to be here? And you guys didn't even have to ask that. They quite literally showed you firsthand, because as soon as you lost that energy, as soon as you didn't have no energy to provide them and you needed it to be reciprocated back to you, they dipped. They was gone with the wind. They left so fast, you got surprised. You're like, whoa, 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 what happened? It's crazy. That mask drops, it's like looking at like a whole different person. But also remember, guys, we are in a Truman Show. These patterns, it always kind of goes the same way. So what's going to happen is you no longer have the energy. They're going to leave. You're going to be like, oh my God, what happened? But eventually your power is going to start coming back to you. When people try to destiny swap with you, when people try to drain you, that's not a permanent thing. Because once you call your power back, and that's naturally going to happen when you are no contact with that individual, that person's going to feel you get your power back. And what are they going to do, guys? Like, when they dip off on you and your power starts to come back, what are they going to do? Are they going to respect you and be like, all right, I shouldn't have done that, I'm going to leave them alone? Someone said it right there. They reach back out, they run right back, they come back. And they be so shameless about it as well. Like, they try to text you like nothing even happened and stuff. And in this Matrix, this Truman Show, this spiritual warfare, God takes these attacks that you go under and he tries to alchemize it for you so you can like learn your lesson in real time. Right there is going to be the test. When that person breaks no contact and they reach back out to you, you have two choices. Either one, you can fall for whatever mask they're trying to like play with you. You can fall for them trying to be a better person, when in reality, they don't even really be pretending. They just like mask a little bit. And you can let them back into your life and it's going to be like the same cycle repeats itself. Or two, It's gonna be hard. I'm not even gonna like pretend like this is like something easy. You can ignore it. Some of you guys probably already had them blocked. Whatever fake number they try to text you from, block that number as well. If you do that, you will be able to quantum jump into that next reality, because that was the last test you needed to learn in order to quantum jump. And another reason too that they reach out to you is because they might be playing the part, but understand that a lot of people, they get their karma only after you walk away from that individual. Sometimes you guys ask yourselves, like, they did this, they did that, but they're not getting their karma. What's going on? That's because you chose to forgive them by sticking around them. And then after you walked away from the individual, that's when they start getting all their karma. They feel that they don't like what's happening because now that destiny swap is starting to reverse itself, and they want that energy back from you. Because also, too, one way to know you were dealing with a demonic individual is someone that can't be by themselves. So when they left you, they probably went to go find somebody else. Inga, appreciate it. They probably went to go find somebody else. They went to go find a new supply. Letting you guys notice right now, the one that walks away and chooses to go heal, spend some time by themselves, that was the one that probably wasn't in the wrong. And that's the one that was being drained in the relationship. But if someone left you, they discarded you, and they hopped into another relationship immediately, they went to go find their next victim. And one thing they realize when they do that is, oh, this energy that they're trying to get from the other person, it didn't feel like yours. And now they're hitting their karma. So now they want to return to you. But then you're able to tell the person, like, nah, you're good. And that's when you're going to start seeing your life go back to where it needs to go. So all that bad stuff that happened to you guys, like while you were in that relationship, if you lost a job, you lost yourself along the way, that's the biggest part. Like everything you lose, that will eventually come back. But ultimately, like, the saddest thing to see in these situations is you lose yourself. Losing that light that you once had in your eyes, you no longer is like really positive. That's the saddest thing to see. But staying away from that individual, it will eventually come back. You just got to be patient and really stay no contact with that person. I don't know what it is with this generation, 2026. You guys think no contact is like no contact, but still watching them on social media, hitting them up like once a week, asking around about them. No contact means no contact, guys. So that's blocked. Pictures deleted. Social media is blocked, so you guys don't get tempted to like watch them and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, it is going to be hard. It's going to be hard, like trying to fight that urge. But I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. When stuff starts going back your way, you're going to be happy that you did that. So everyone in the chat, we did it earlier. I want you guys to do it one more time, because I know that what I'm talking about right now, not everyone is on the other side. Right now, one of you guys are in a battle with some warlock or a honey trap, and you guys are trying your hardest to escape. Just know you are not alone. The collective has you guys. So I want you guys to put in the chat right now, I call my power back. And once again, say it out loud and actually feel it. Because words are spells, guys, but intention is everything. So when you say I call my power back and you actually feel it, that's actually going to do something for you guys. Anyone that is trying to manipulate you guys, put you under witchcraft, lower your self-esteem, you don't got to deal with those people, to be honest. Living a happy life is pretty simple. It's just that these demons make it very complicated. But honestly, it's like once you go through enough isolation seasons and your humiliation rituals, you understand that some people you just don't need to be around. As soon as people start playing with your peace, start messing with what you got, what you built for yourself, you are very fast to walk away. And you only became this way because of all these different experiences that you went through. So even though you guys probably had very hard lives, you got to be grateful for the experience, because now you have a level of strength that a lot of other people don't have, to be honest. Nowadays, you're probably able to handle a situation where if you look back like 5 years, 10 years, you probably would have folded. But now you guys have a level of strength that feels almost supernatural. Kim Khan, appreciate the follow. And going back to the whole honey traps, the succubus, the incubus, if they can no longer get your energy in this 3D, understand that the battle is not yet over, because when you go to sleep, you got to experience spiritual warfare as well if you are being very disciplined in the 3D. So when you guys are having these sexual dreams, understand that it's spiritual warfare in real time, and there is ways to cast out those demons. One big thing I haven't really said throughout this stream is that can protect yourself during spiritual warfare is fasting. Fasting is very, very powerful, guys. Like me, myself, I fast every day. I do intermittent fasting where I fast for 20 hours and I eat in a 4-hour period. If you guys can probably put your fasting schedule to where you're in a fasted state while you sleep, that will help you deal with the spiritual warfare like while you're sleeping. Some of you guys say you can't even remember your dreams. If you can't remember your dreams, that's spiritual warfare within itself. Because also you understand that when you get to a certain level, your dreams are telling you what is going to happen in the future and is warning you. So if you aren't remembering your dreams, you got to kind of figure out what the reason is. Sometimes it's not even spiritual warfare. It's like it's something that you are doing. And you probably just got to journal and figure out what that thing is. And also, if you guys sleep in rooms with mirrors, I suggest that you cover it, because mirrors are portals to the spiritual realm that can allow these demons to attack you while you're sleeping. Just some tips, just some tips. If you guys start mastering lucid dreaming, you really don't have to do all these different things. You'll be able to control your dreams regardless. But that is a very advanced level. I'm not even there myself, to be honest. But if any of you guys are in the chat and you lucid dream, this information is not for you, because you're in control of that realm. So if you guys have any more questions about the succubus, honey traps, now's the time to ask. If not, I'm gonna move on to the next enemy on the list. Scotty, appreciate the follow. Yeah, if you guys are in here, shoot me a follow, shoot me a sub. I go live almost every single day. Also, I'm also live on YouTube. So if you're in a TikTok, this live will be up on my YouTube afterwards if you guys want to tap in. Yes, live will be said. And also, as I always be saying, I'm thankful for you guys. Thank you guys for giving me a platform. I am eternally grateful. You guys are giving me the ability to wake up and make other people aware. So thank you. Yeah, if you guys are dealing with somebody that gets angry that you don't want to have smex, it's a big sign you're dealing with a demon. I think how this new generation is, or I don't know if it's always been like this, but we're in a time now where people think that smex is everything. I don't know why people just don't want to get to know other people and like them for who they are. But if someone actually likes you, they'll be willing to wait. So if someone is very pushy, it's probably not someone you want to be with. A lot of you guys too probably had like a lot of bad things happen to you in the past because you guys were so in hookup culture. When you are in hookup culture and you're just like out there having sex with people, you are opening up portals to allow demons to come into your life and just do like some BS. So me myself, like I've been on a celibacy journey since 2023. Before that, when I was out there chasing girls and just chasing all the things I wasn't supposed to be chasing, that's when all that bad stuff was happening to me. It's like I was always having like bad event after bad event. And now that I'm celibate, yes, bad things will still happen in my life, but being celibate gives you the spiritual armor to be able to handle it. As opposed to back in the day, I would be like folding when these bad things would happen. That's also like why the Bible talks about like being married before having sex. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I started to understand like why they say it. I always thought it was prudish to say that, but then you understand that that is just being said to protect us from the demons that are out there. They just can't say that verbatim because it sounds very hard to believe, but when you start to experience this stuff in real life, you're like, oh, this is what's going on. And the succubus, incubus, once again, these demons, they just possess people that vibrate on a lower frequency. So when you are dealing with someone that has that spirit, there's some they are someone that's like running away from their trauma. Someone that is like hypersexual, they're running away from something. So someone that like refuses to heal, everyone has their different type of fix that they will go for. So someone probably uses smex to like run away and like chase dopamine, and those people have a lot of demons, even if they don't show it. And that's something about having smex with somebody is you will pick up on their demons. So you will have smex with somebody and then start to have anxiety when you're not even an anxious individual. You will start overthinking and like all this like little different stuff. So remember, I'm not even against like having smex. If you find someone that's on the same frequency, that's actually a beautiful thing. Someone that has your best interest, you have their best interest, you guys combine the energy, you guys can literally become a power couple and use that to manifest for both of you guys. Just the biggest issue out there is there's not that many people out there like that. Everyone is just thinking about themselves and how they can take so they can use that energy to make their lives better. But if you're in a marriage or you're with someone that like really loves you and you guys both really care about each other, you guys can potentially be more powerful than one person that decides to hold on to their energy. Just the biggest thing with that is like you guys have never ran into someone like that. A lot of you guys have never even dated a normal person. If that has been your guys' reality, drop ones in the chat. That can be like your reality, but everyone you run into is straight trying to take you out. Like, what can I get from this person? It's very sad to see. And that's why a lot of people have the belief that like love is conditional. My belief, at least, once again, I'm not going to put that belief onto other people. I do think unconditional love exists. I just think it's very rare. But if you do find your soulmate out there, someone that is probably fighting right now at this time the same battles that you're going through, and you guys finally learn enough to meet each other, yeah, that would be the best love that you ever experience. It's just right now you probably feel lonely because dating as a spiritual person is you no longer operate on the same rules as you did when you was unawakened. When you was unawakened, you probably had the most talking stages, or you had the most friends, or you had more opportunities to date somebody. Some people be thinking like the more you work on yourself, the easier it's going to be to meet somebody else. But when you're in a society where most people aren't working on themselves, it makes it harder because as you're going up, the pool of people to choose from gets lower and lower. The dating game right now, it's kind of scary when you kind of look at it. A lot of this stuff is getting normalized, but the dating game is like the Titanic right now, sinking. And a lot of people in the Matrix just trying to ignore it or laugh it off, but it's getting very bad. And once again, that's why like a lot of you guys just in the house because you guys are the smart ones. A lot of people are out there like, you know what? I see it's bad, but I'm gonna still keep doing the same thing over and over. Not me like talking so much trash about dating. I'm gonna ease up on it. I appreciate the heart, man. But as I always be saying, guys, thank you for the support, everyone that is in here. Real fast, we're going to be talking about how 9 to 5 is basically spiritual warfare. How many of you guys be thinking that like 9 to 5 is basically just spiritual warfare? Some of you guys probably are aware to it yourselves. You guys have noticed these things. Some of you guys vibrate so high that you guys can't even work a 9 to 5, to be honest. Every time you try to work a 9 to 5, it's the same thing as a narcissistic relationship where it's cool. The job love bombs you in the beginning. They tell you that, hey, we're a family. We got like pizza parties once a month. We got you. And then that third month, they start switching up. The same things they praise you for, now they hate you. That are cutting your schedule. You're dealing with managers that are ego tripping, coworkers that think you want their position. Look at all this stuff you got to deal with when they also tell us that a 9 to 5, you have to work it because you have to go there to make the money to survive in this matrix. That just shows you spiritual warfare in itself. Like, you're forcing me to go here and you're forcing me to walk into pretty much like a spiritual battlefield, honestly. And other people don't see what you see because they're not going through what you're going through. They're not seeing what you're seeing because they are the ones doing the traumatizing, to be honest. You open up to one of your coworkers, they're the ones that's like teaming up with other people to take down other people. You guys, like your whole life, you guys have been gang grouped up on, ganged up on, gang jumped, this and that. A 9 to 5 is not going to be any different. This is like a real life animal kingdom, and they have like these social constructs over it, such as like the 9 to 5s, but you're still dealing with like people that are very animalistic by nature and that are willing to do whatever they can to get to the top. And a lot of those times it comes with screwing you over, throwing you under the bus. And these people will be like selling you out for like nothing, to be honest. I was talking about this in my last stream, but pretty much when it comes to like these coworkers selling you out, they will do it for like maybe like a quarter raise, a 50-cent raise. If you guys are currently working at a 9 to 5 and you're using it to get an income, treat it as like as a stepping stone to get to where you need to get to. Your thoughts create your reality. You can be whatever you want to be. If you close your eyes, you can see it and envision it. But these 9 to 5s and being around these other Agent Smiths, if you are around them for long enough, they will put their limiting beliefs on you, and you will end up thinking to yourself that it's not possible. Or they will give you a wage where you get comfortable and you get a little bit too lazy to want to do what you want to do. But also not even being lazy, because 9 to 5s are an energy harvesting system. So times you will go home after a 9 to 5 and you have other dreams and you have aspirations, but that 9 to 5 be draining you. So by the time you get home, you don't even have any energy to put into what you got going on. And they make you be at these 9 to 5s for like 40 hours in a week. That's the most insane part to begin with. 40, like, who agreed on this stuff? Yo, if we could go back in time and we could like at least like vote for this stuff, I think it would be a lot better. But the fact that you're born into this society and you're forced to play under rules that you didn't agree to is insane. 40 hours, you barely see your family, or you're barely like really outside. Most of your life is going to be spent like behind the walls of a 9 to 5. And then 40 hours too, for a lot of people, that's not even enough to like a living wage. And the thing is, a lot of people aren't even questioning it. And that's why 9 to 5 is spiritual warfare, because That is witchcraft amongst everybody, a majority of society. So many people be under the witchcraft that if you question a 9 to 5, they'll start defending it immediately and they'll start attacking you. If you guys are currently in your 9 to 5, go tell your coworker, like, hey, I'm not gonna be at this 9 to 5 forever. I'm eventually gonna get out of here. Watch what that coworker tells you. If any of you guys want to be the guinea pigs so we can tell the chat and let us know what happens afterwards, let us know what's gonna happen. Their Agent Smith program is gonna kick in immediately. They'll start talking about a 401k or something. I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Like, are you gonna get that 401k at that other? Like, all right. At that point, you know what you're dealing with, and you got to separate yourself from it. But people are willing to defend the same system that is keeping them enslaved because a lot of people are kind of scared to think for themselves. You guys don't care. You guys are taking this as deep as you can. You guys keep asking why. You guys keep questioning the status quo. A lot of people are just happy being a part of the system because they don't want to have that pain to think for themselves. And when they're part of the system, you got to treat them as an enemy as well. It's a spectrum. Some of them will be on the left side where it's not that bad, where they will throw you. They're not going to be so bad to deal with, but then you will have some people that's at the extreme that will attack you very heavily for what you believe. And these 9 to 5s, I'm going to tell you guys right now, don't think that these people are your friends. They are not. These people will sell you out even when you think that, because a lot of you guys sometimes still think that everyone else thinks like you. And no, like, these people, they are enslaved to like their relationship with money and whatnot. When you guys elevate and you guys get to the 4D and the 5D, yeah, you still want to make money because you still want to survive in this reality, but you don't make money your whole identity. When they make money their whole identity, they don't really know who they are, and they'll sell you out just for like an extra like quarter, extra 50 cents. So I tell people, if you are in a 9 to 5 right now and you want to survive, just one thing I was making a mistake of my first time when I awakened was being extroverted and talking to everybody and trying to be friends with just everybody up in there because I thought that that was just me being a good person. That will get you targeted because remember, monitoring spirits is a thing. Spiritual warfare, these demons, they're just roaming around in the 9 to 5. So some of these people are just trying to be friendly to you so they can get information on you so they could try to ruin your position at that job, ruin your reputation. You would think that you're just opening up to somebody, having a cool conversation, and now this big rumor is being spread about you to everyone else. So when you go through that enough, when you start going through the smear campaigns, the rumors, you guys are forced to retreat. Some of you guys have to leave certain jobs. You're like, yo, this is insane. This is too much. So then you go to another job. You're like, all right, let me try it a little bit differently. So then you went from your extroverted self to like probably like you're introverted. And being someone that you're not is the reason you guys feel drained, like when you're at that 9 to 5. Authenticity is one of the highest frequencies. So the fact that you got to go there, you got to be mute, you got to speak only when spoken to, that gets draining after a while. And that's why I'm saying, if you guys are at this level, you vibrate too high for a 9 to 5. It's like you can't even be there for too long without it just like draining you. But when it comes to that or the former of being extroverted or introverted, I will pick introverted every single time. Being extroverted, like at least like if you're introverted, you're still gonna have issues, don't get me wrong. But now they have to guess. Now they have to kind of like try to figure you out, probably make up a rumor that isn't true. That's a lot more easier to deal with than you being in the mix with everybody. Because at that point, they know your weaknesses and they know what to do to get one over on you. But ultimately, guys, 9 to 5 is just an energy harvesting system. In this matrix, it's not just 9 to 5s. There's other things that is there to harvest your energy to keep you trapped in the matrix. Spiritual warfare is designed to keep you on this planet, to keep you reincarnating, and a 9 to 5 is just one of them. Because think about this, what did you guys want to do when you guys were younger before the world told you you couldn't? You got to get back to that. You got to get back to like your inner child. Kids, when you're born, you have the biggest imagination. You have the imagination to like try to be whatever you want to be. You be thinking like you want to be an astronaut, a dancer, an actor, this and that. This reality is trying to stifle out your imagination and your creativity as much as possible. As you got older, you stopped believing. And it's not to say that's gone forever. As you awaken and start tapping back into this stuff of manifestation, it starts to come back to you. Wait 1 second, guys. But yeah, it will start to come back to you guys. So you guys just gotta remember what it was that you wanted to do when you were younger and believe that it's possible, and just don't let people put your limiting beliefs on you. That's one Agent Smith attack that you will get a lot from like a lot of people. You will open up to people that probably too have good intentions, to be honest. You might open up to a family member and tell them like, "Hey, look, I want to do this." And if it's something that goes against a 9 to 5, they'll probably tell you like, "Oh, well, this is like a lot more safe. Are you sure you want to do that? It's oversaturated." That's why you guys can't open up to people, because maybe you guys had one path for yourself. Maybe you guys had a mission and you was set on doing it. But as soon as you opened up to the wrong person, that's when they told you that like, oh, like they convinced you that it wasn't possible. I'm gonna let you know this right now. Like, so many people told me I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, and I just chose not to listen, and that's what allowed me to get to where I got to. So that can be you as well. It's just very lonely when you want to include other people like on your journey, but you got to be strong minded and understand that like your vision is not for everybody, and that is completely fair as well, because how you view things in your head, people aren't seeing what you're seeing. Sometimes it takes a crowd for other people to like believe what you got going on. So just because no one is on your side in the beginning doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. You just have to keep moving forward and don't get jaded. Exactly. And but if you guys have any other questions regarding anything I spoke about, now is the time to ask. Now is the time to ask. But yeah, guys, appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. I'm gonna spend these last couple of minutes just answering questions. As always, subscribe to my YouTube. The live is gonna be uploaded on there, and just follow me on TikTok where I go live almost every single day. Renee, appreciate the follow. And I also do one-on-ones, guys. The link is gonna be in my bio if you guys want to tap into that. Flying monkeys. Flying monkeys are people that's like under mind control of the narcissist. Beware when you get into it with the narcissist and when you walk away from them, because a narcissist will send a flying monkey your way to probably get information about you. They also don't know how to think for themselves. They will always just take the position of who is the most powerful, like in that group, like wherever can benefit them. And not just flying monkeys, but there's like a lot of cults out there as well. Covens. A lot of people operate from a group way of thinking. You guys will run into these things a lot because you guys like to think for yourselves. And people think that you're defenseless and that these groups can overpower you. But you will notice all the time that you are stronger than you think. A lot of groups probably went against you and you came out on top. Also, groups would probably try to attack you. And because you stand your ground, because you don't let the lies and the smear campaigns get to you, those groups will eventually fall apart. And you can quote me on that too. Because these groups, they come together on on a lot of times these people don't have anything in common. The only thing they have in common is their dislike for you. And if you remove yourself from the situation, they were trying to sacrifice you in the beginning, but now that you are removing yourself from the situation, they're going to try to sacrifice someone else in the group because they move in hatred, and that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So that hateful energy that they feel, if they can no longer put it on you, it has to go somewhere else, honestly. And it's going to go to someone else in that group. Sometimes you'll have that person from the group come to you and be like, you were right, I should have been on your side. Don't let that person back as well. People that are like very shifty, people that want to be on this side, then go to this side, that side, don't let those people around you because they can really mess up your life, to be honest. But yeah, it's very dangerous thinking for yourself. Like, there's so many systems that you probably don't even see that will go against it because you kind of challenge the status quo. Even if you're not someone that is like, even if you're not someone that is going and like questioning things up front and pointing things out, even if you try to just stay in the background, it somehow will still come back to you because your energy still exposes things whether you like it or not. That's the same thing you will notice like within other people. Other people will have demons in them. It's not like you're trying to expose that person, but just having a conversation with them, it kind of just happens by itself. So you guys kind of got to be aware of that when dealing with just people and systems like in general. Hey, what's up, Katie? It's been a minute. How you been? Why does it feel like so much stuff goes wrong when you're chosen? It's just adversity. Chosen ones, star seeds, the high vibrational people. The world is pretty much against you because you're not of the world, and your light exposes a lot of people's demons. And you have a mission, and they're trying to throw everything they can at you to stop you from accomplishing that mission. When you're trying to be a part of the world, not saying it's even possible for where you're at right now, but if you tried your best to do it, you would notice less attacks because the devil doesn't really attack people that is like already a part like under that witchcraft and stuff like that. When you finally start seeing through this stuff, that's why a lot of you guys start getting attacked the most like after you awaken because you started like removing yourself from that like situation, and they were doing their best they could to like pull you back into it. Let them hate in a gang, it would just alchemize all the energy they send my way. And that's how you got to view it. No energy sent your way is bad. Like, you can just alchemize any energy and like use it to elevate. How can you protect yourself? I talked about fasting, uh doing things to keep your vibration high like while you're going through this stuff. So like gratitude is pretty powerful. Fasting, uh going to the gym, eating healthy, being out in nature, reading, just things like that. The goal is to make you guys go insane, is to make you depressed, make you want to give up. So in the midst of it, if you guys could keep yourself grounded, you guys would do fine. Time and nature alone, facts. Sit under a tree, facts. Yeah, guys. Also, yeah, make sure you're protecting hey, BT, appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the galaxy. Make sure you guys are really being on point with your diet as well. a lot of foods that they are giving us is put there to like lower our frequency. I do suggest like cooking most of your meals. I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but that's another way to kind of like get you to see through what is going on. And that's why another thing, fasting is very good too, because you are cleaning out those toxins like almost every day if you are doing intermittent fasting every day. No processed foods, facts. He says after I just ate candy, hey, that's all good. Now you can be better. How to protect against G stalkers? You just got to ignore them. You can't stop G stalking. It's just something that just comes with this journey. Don't ever think that you're crazy though. If you get to the point of thinking, am I seeing this right? Are you doing that? Then they'll get you in a chokehold. But trust that if you are seeing it that way, that's how it is. Thank you very much for your videos. Appreciate the support, honestly. Appreciate the heart, me. Hey, Paulette. Hey, everyone said W Paulette in my chat. Moderator that's been helping me out throughout the stream. Thank you. Thank you. Ja, I think I saw you in here as well. Appreciate you. Tracy, appreciate the heart meme. G stocking is when your frequency gets very high and this matrix, the spirits in the spiritual realm are trying to do things to drive you insane, to get your frequency back down, to make you think that you are losing it. You will have people probably like really stalk you in real life, probably cyber stalk you, pretend a lot of different things that they will do. Go through your things at work. That's something I went through. That was very weird. Dressing like you. They will they'll pretend to be you but make you them in their situation. So it's yeah, just don't let these people because you're gonna try to rationalize why they're doing the things that they're trying to do. Don't try to understand crazy. If you try to understand crazy, it's gonna make you crazy. But yeah, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Thank you guys for the stream. But it's a Saturday. Thank you guys for rocking out with me. This has been an amazing stream. As always, shoot me a follow. I go live almost every single day. Tap into my one-on-ones. And this stream will be up on my YouTube right after this. So tap in. Appreciate the heart me. And I will catch you guys next time.